Today we're going through the #1 overall player in the entire country, 25 careers, and when I did this video last year, I kind of made you guys wait a little bit for it. I went through all the individual positions that I wanted to do, and I kind of saved this one for last as like the big main event. Didn't want to really do that this year. I know this is going to be a highly requested one, so I wanted to get this one out to you guys in a respectable amount of time. So the first player is a quarterback, and not only that, a star dev quarterback for USC. Great landing spot. USC always develops their QBs pretty well, and it's just up to him to perform up to expectations. I don't know how many quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, those more exciting positions we're going to see. You get an edge rusher as the second player, but you know how these videos usually start off. We got to let these guys get, dispersed into the country and get to the point where they are starting. But Dylan, second string up to his second season, +2 overall, so not a big jump. And already we had a really interesting thing go down here. I showed you that Prince committed to Notre Dame, but he's not on Notre Dame, and this isn't one of those situations where he just disappeared. He flipped his commit, I guess, and when I sim past signing day, I guess he just ended up at Penn State. I'm curious to see how that, impacts things and how that really works, because that was signing day. Notre Dame was where he landed, and then you get to the regular season and he's out there at Penn State, but he looks pretty good regardless. Third player, a bust, but still a decent looking corner. I mean, even if you're a bust as the #1 overall player, you're probably still going to be a pretty good player, and you have all the opportunity in the world to be an NFL caliber guy, go in the first 2-3 rounds. But Dylan now is going to be starting at USC, another +3, so not big jumps. Prince is going to be more of a rotational edge rusher for Penn State. And then George Koch got a long way to go, 8th on the depth chart. Still, a 77 would impact development. If that's about as bad as we're getting because he's a bust, then we're going to have a bunch of really talented players. Parker Engler at safety now. He's also a bust, but he looks really good. 95 speed, solid coverage. And in Dylan's first year as a starter for USC, they actually only win 4 games. And he doesn't play all that well. 52 completion percentage. The touchdown interception ratio was nice, but not all that efficient. Like I said, Prince was going to be a rotational guy. Got 400, 500 snaps in that area. 3 sacks. Parker goes to Georgia, and that's already 4 guys committed. And then out of nowhere, Dylan Baguette goes up to a 95 overall. I don't know where that came from, but hey, take the +12 overall, and suddenly he is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. Prince is also going to be starting at Penn State, so it seems like we're probably going to get some action this time around going into the next season. George Koch also jumped up, only 1 overall, but all the way up to #2 on the depth chart. And Parker Engler, star development. I mean, again, this dude was a bust, and he's a crazy athlete with basically a limitless ceiling. So, I mean, is he really a bust? We'll see, I guess. But Antoine Lawson, next player, a tackle. So a nice diverse amount of positions. No 2 positions have duplicated so far early on in this video, and we will get some action here. USC's 95 overall quarterback. It would have been disappointing if he didn't make a bowl game, but he wasn't able to elevate USC into like playoff contention or anything. Just 7-5. Maybe, USC's roster ain't really helping him out too much, but I mean, he didn't play all that great last season. We'll see if he jumped up to being, an All-American type of quarterback once we get into his stats after this game. But here he is on offense with a little RPO and a completion on the slant route. It's 17-13 in the favor of USC, and the handoff right up the middle. Running back's going to get them a really nice gain of 16 yards and out of the 41-yard line. With just 7.5 to play, they go running back again. This time not so successful, as it's 3rd down and 10. And Dylan to the outside has #5 going to the outside for a first down. And now in enemy territory, underneath route, going to be completed for a short gain. Now 3rd down and 4. 4-man rush, and while he had some time, he eventually has to roll out, throw it in coverage, and an incomplete pass, which will lead to a field goal try from beyond 50 yards. Kick is no good. And USC's defense will have to try to get back out there in tough field position in a 1-score game. They do get the 3 and out, so turn it back over to Dylan, who is going to complete a pass on the curl route for a gain of 9. We're under 5 minutes to play. He's going to keep it on the read option, and he's got room to run. And even though he doesn't have the most mobility in the world, he does get himself a first down. Now throwing it up top, and incomplete one-on-one coverage, and the defender wins. 3rd down and 3. They send a safety, and it's a sack, and he gets banged up as now now North Carolina takes over, and the defense of USC getting the pressure in there for a sack. Second down and 17. Ball out quick, just trying to recoup those sack yardage. He will get past the original line of scrimmage and get to the third down and 8, where quarterback's going to step up, throw to the outside, and a completion for a first down, as now they're going to run the ball straight up the middle for a solid gain once more, moving the sticks, but time has come off the clock. There's a lot of time off this clock for a 4th down and 4 with just a minute 14 to play, as he's going to toss one deep, one-on-one, and it's incomplete, and USC takes over. Dillon off the field. He's still hurt, but they only got to run for 1 first down. Right now, 3rd down and 3. They actually go to the air, and the backup quarterback throws an incomplete pass. 4th down and 3. They're going for it, and they're getting sacked. I don't know about that decision. Why would you go for it there? You could have punted, given them 80 or more yards of field to go down with under a minute to play, and now with a strike down the field, they're inside the 10. You're paying for that mistake, as a flag is down, pass to the outside, it's caught for a touchdown. And the flag looks to be on USC. It's offsides, and UNC takes the lead. Dillon not going to be able to finish these last 20 seconds. They get a screen pass to get themselves into Hail Mary range. If their quarterback has like a 65-yard arm, they're going to check it down to the outside. USC just down to 1 timeout. They got to burn it there. It's 57 yards away, and they're going to throw it deep. Will this be the last play of the game? No, they'll get one more. It's incomplete. Can the backup quarterback be a hero here on 4th down? Time expired. Hit as he's throwing. Intercepted, and he's going to take it back all the way for a touchdown. And if anybody was betting on this game, they're probably throwing their phones out the window, because that's the type of play at the end of a game that really just makes you lose the spread. You know, I've had that happen to me before. It's like a 3.5-point spread, and then it's like, oh, you get a touchdown in the last play of the game. That means absolutely nothing, and it ruins your whole bet. But Dillon does not have a great season for a 95 overall quarterback. I don't know what that is all about. I mean, the touchdown interception ratio was nice, but still well below like 60% completion percentage. Wasn't much of a run threat. And like, this is at USC. Like, this is not like some bum program. We've seen plenty of USC quarterbacks do incredible things. So it's not the system or the team or really anything. He just was a really underwhelming quarterback for a 95 overall. It's Penn State now. We're in their bowl game. Prince now starting at edge rusher, 29-17 your score, and right now Penn State is in control. I mean, they are the number 18 team in the country, taking on an unranked 7-win Oklahoma State team, and they had put it into the end zone already, gotten an interception, and now one more touchdown, and they are up by 3 scores, 6.5 minutes to play. I mean, this is the spot where you want to tee off as a pass rusher, and they got to pass it, and Oklahoma State is going to get a big grab to try to pull themselves maybe within striking distance as they are in the red zone. Now make it inside the 5 with goal to go, as they will go with a little read option. He's stopped. Everybody got in there. 3rd down and goal from the 11. Blitz sent in. Touchdown, though, as they beat the blitz, but they are still down by 2 scores. And with 4 minutes to play, the Penn State offense playing in a very comfortable position. Just got to get a couple of first downs here, and that's a great play along the sidelines. I don't know where he got lost in coverage because no one was around him, as now the bubble screen gets them the first down. Seems like time is going to start running out as Oklahoma State, 3rd down situation. Penn State gets stopped, but Oklahoma State already down to 2.5 minutes, and they do miss the field goal, though, off the upright. It makes a slight difference, especially if they can get it into the end zone. It still would have remained a 2-score game, but it saves them having to go for a 2-point conversion. But it's not going to matter. Penn State's defense with an interception and putting an end to it, as Penn State will get a bowl victory. So a season overall with our players having moderate success. You know, 5 tackles and a tackle for loss for Prince, and an 86 overall on the season as a whole. Got about 5 sacks and 9 tackles for loss. You're okay with that, as he's trying to, you know, steadily build himself up. He's in a pretty deep rotation. It's Penn State. You know that they're going to have a lot of talented edge rushers and really freakish athletes. George Coate, meanwhile, okay season. I mean, a 77 overall is not really crazy to be a starting cornerback at Oregon. You expect him to probably be a weak link. Dillon declares, goes in the 1st round. I mean, off talent alone he got drafted, because it wasn't off his performances. He didn't have a really good career at USC, but Prince takes a big jump, +5, 90 overall now for him. And then we go over to George Coe, a much needed jump for him to remain a starting cornerback at Oregon. You knew that they were probably going to attack that position, and he was probably going to get replaced if he didn't take a big jump. Parker, third string, moves up a little bit, +3 overalls. And then you get to another situation where another flip happened. So the tackle, Lawson, committed to Clemson at signing day, and then you get to the regular season, and well, here he is at Nebraska. So throughout all the other videos I've done on College Football 26, this hasn't happened very often, but then already here, it's happened twice in the first couple of prospects. Now, he's pretty buried on the depth chart, and then the next player we have is a bust cornerback, but again, still pretty good looking, and he's got good press, good athleticism to him. Prince, meanwhile, does not have a good season, kind of takes a step back, and you would have thought he would have been able to maybe have his breakout. And then meanwhile, Oregon and Florida, they play 2 bowl games in back-to-back years, and both of them are just blowouts, and Cote doesn't do too much, but a little bit of a surprise so far also that, like, these guys, Oregon, Penn State, perennial playoff teams in this game, neither of them make the playoffs. And Oregon, I mean, championship contender, he transfers to UCLA, so George Cote wants to go and compete for a championship. He goes to UCLA instead because UCLA's been doing good. Next cornerback as well, #1 overall player, he goes to Michigan, staying home. And Prince, +2 overall, he's looking really good. He's got to step up now. George Cote, still going to be a starter. He takes a +4 jump. He'll be the #2 corner at USC. And then Parker Engler, +6, and he's going to be a starting safety at Georgia, and he looks awesome. And then Antoine Lawson, still a little buried, third string tackle, +2 overall. And then Johnny Aday, 4th string impact dev. So most likely you're probably going to see, if they're a bust, it's going to be more often than not impact dev still. But Damian Jones, next player, athlete, power rusher, looks kind of like an edge rusher with that kind of physical profile. So we'll see a potential another edge rusher on the board. But we do have playoff action finally, as Parker Engler and his Georgia squad goes undefeated. UCLA, meanwhile, they won 7 games. No bowl game. This has been a weird sim so far. I wanted to compete for a championship, and that's not happening. Penn State, meanwhile, in a bowl game, and look who gets in! Sack! And Prince got in there. He was one of a few, and Penn State was the #11 seed and didn't make the playoffs. That's really unfortunate for them, as it's 3rd down and 11 for Pitt, as they're throwing one deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Flag is down. And are they going to get Penn State for a little interference? Yes, they will. But man, how disappointing is it got to be the 11 seed, 10-2 Penn State, and you missed the playoffs? So they're in a game against a very much outmatched Pitt team, and the score is reflecting that, 20-7 being the score. But Pitt trying to get themselves back into this one with a 1-score deficit. If they can put points up on the board here, get into the end zone, but they're getting sacked, and another pressure from this Penn State D-line. Wasn't Prince, but they got a lot of talented rushers. Now Penn State throwing one deep, and no interference this time. It's just incomplete. 4th down and 11 for Pitt, and Prince got in there, hits the quarterback, deep ball again, incomplete, as they're just trying to throw up prayers and hoping one of them gets answered, but not to be. Penn State takes over on offense, and if they put it in the end zone here, it's 100% over, but they can still run out the clock if they want to. 3rd down and 4, pass is going to be intercepted. What a pick! That is one of the most incredible interceptions I've seen. Prince got in there for more pressure, but that was crazy. You got to put points up on the board after that one. Come on. After that interception, you got to go and at least make this a game. Under 3 minutes to play. Pass over the middle is caught for a 1st down. Into the 32-yard line, 2:30 to play, play action. And he's got a lot of time. Pressure's not getting in. And finally it does. It's Prince. You had time, but you just wouldn't get anybody open. And another sack. This time it's somebody else on the D-line. Prince is having a nice game, though, along with this whole Penn State rush. As, you know, even though that one play gave him a lot of time to throw, the coverage held up. So now they're throwing it deep, 4th down and 14. One more try, it's incomplete. And Penn State's going to win it. And that is unfortunate for Pitt that they had to go up against that Penn State rush where Prince got a sack and a half. But look at everybody got a sack and a half, and everybody got involved in the party. He had a really nice season. 16 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. So, you know, not a true dominant #1 edge rusher, but seems like he could be a really nice complementary day 2 type of piece. Those are the type of players that get drafted in round 2 and 3. So he'll definitely get into the NFL and have a role in the league. So we get to Georgia, and they score a touchdown here. It's 35-21 in their playoff game. They are 13-0, looking for that undefeated season against Clemson, as Parker Engler's out there at safety, and we'll see what he can do and what his Georgia squad can do as a whole. And, you know, when you get to defensive players like this, you got to remember their number. Engler's number 0, so pay attention to him when he's on defense, and you know it's going to be the important part. It's a lot harder to track these guys when they're playing like defense rather than the quarterback. Obviously, we know the quarterback or the running back or the receiver. They're a lot easier to track. But that pass is going to be a backwards pass. What are you doing? A fumble, and Clemson picks it up. That was just disastrous, and you're giving Clemson a chance to get back into it. And now inside the 25-yard line, 3rd down and 6, swing it to the outside, and you can't lose 4 on that one. 4th down and 10. Clemson taking a shot to the end zone. Intercepted. Engler was in coverage, but another player jumps up, finishes that off, and gets the pick, as Georgia can probably seal this game up by 14 with the ball, under 3 minutes to play, running for a 1st down, and we could be seeing Georgia on to the semifinals. And will they get another 1st down here to continue running the clock? They get the completion. They get the 1st down. And Clemson out of timeouts and out of chances. Game over. Throughout doing these videos so far for quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers, we've really seen how difficult it is to win a national championship. And no matter how many talented players you get, winning a national championship has been really difficult. Georgia has a chance to go to the national championship if they can win this game against Oklahoma. But right now, 6-0, low-scoring game, and Georgia still no points up on the board as they get a completion. He stays in bounds after breaking the tackle, and he's going up the sidelines. 20, 10, 5, and down at the 2. And what a job to stay in bounds as he gets a huge gain, helps Georgia punch it into the end zone, and they got the lead finally on the board, 7-6, as Engler and the defense doing their thing. He gets involved in the tackle there for a 10-yard Oklahoma run. Pass to the outside, 1st down. Sooners got to the 33-yard line on a 3rd down and 7. Blitz set in, and he's sacked on the interior. They send somebody off the nickel blitz, and they got pressure from the inside. Now Georgia takes over with a 1st down completion. They're in great field position in Oklahoma territory, and the tight end up the seam, and he's got them in field goal range. Of Georgia coming to life here on offense. They were 0 points on the board throughout the first 3 quarters, and now looking to get another touchdown on the board in this 4th quarter as they're at the 5. 3rd down and 1. They're going to try to sneak it. He actually just gets leveled on the sneak. Great job from the D tackle to just put a shoulder right into the quarterback to stop him. Got to keep in mind, Oklahoma also hasn't found the end zone either. It's 6-0. It's just 2 field goals on the board. So can their offense finally wake up and find the end zone? Pass to the outside is going to be caught, and it will be 8 yards. 2nd down and 2 from midfield. He's got time. He's got a lot of time, but no one's getting open. He has to scramble, but he gets the 1st down. And now with just over 2 minutes to play, Oklahoma still with all their timeouts. Run play, slips through the hole, gets the 1st down. And now at the 35, last play before the 2-minute warning, play action, he gets sacked, ball on the ground, he scoops it up, and I don't know what he's doing after the play, but it's 3rd and 19, he's getting sacked again, it's 4th down and 23, national championship on the line, they're just gonna check it down. Georgia takes over. Oklahoma with all their timeouts though, and they got 2 stops on the board, 2 timeouts down, 3rd and 11, give it to the running back, and Oklahoma is gonna get one more try at it with 1:10 to play, and they throw for a 1st down, but they got a long ways to go still. About 60 yards of field in front of them with 44 seconds and no timeouts. Pass to the outside, it's gonna be through 2 defenders, and a great accurate ball, 31 yards away, and a pass up in the air, it's caught for a touchdown down the the seam right in between these two defensive backs as they found the hole in the zone. And Oklahoma, 25 seconds away from a national championship appearance. Can Georgia pull up a miracle? It's already 4th down, Georgia. They're down to 1 timeout, but they're not using it. 4th down and 1. They're just going to opt to hurry back to the line. Maybe get 1 strike down the middle and see if it's enough for field goal range. It's not going to be. It looks like if he can get by, though, and at least puts them in Hail Mary range. Timeout, 5 seconds to play, and a Hail Mary for a chance at a national title appearance. Pass is going to be up in the air. Tipped again. It's caught. Touchdown, Georgia. Are you serious? It's going to be 2 tips in the air, and it caught it. That is unbelievable. It tipped up an Oklahoma player twice and into the arms of a Georgia receiver. That's gotta be one of the craziest plays I have ever seen on this channel so far, and it's gonna get Georgia to a national title. You gotta finish the job now. 2 undefeated teams. 15-0 Georgia, 15-0 Miami. Someone's getting a clean sweep of their schedule. Who's it gonna be, though? As it's 21-20, Miami football running for a first down. Into the 38-yard line they go. 2nd down and 8. Pass to the outside. Gonna be caught. 2 broken tackles and a first down. Engler has to push him out as now they're at the about midfield stripe and throwing it up high. He just goes up over the defender to grab that one. So 2 impressive plays from their receiving game. Quarterback keeps it on the right option, jukes it all the way to the outside and gets a first down. And Miami moving it phenomenally, but a tackle in the backfield for a loss of 5 is going to set them back. Now 2nd and 15. Pass is going to be caught. He'll get the lost yardage back and just set them up with a 3rd down and 10. As they will set up the screen, but it's going to be incomplete. So they will still take the field goal to give them a 23-21 lead and turn to the Georgia offense. As can they come out here and finish this job? They got that magical Hail Mary, but can they complete that storybook ending? They're going to get a 10-yard run to set up 3rd down and 2 with under 4.5 to play. Running back has the first. And they're still backed up, though, inside their own 30-yard line. And they're losing yards here. Loss of 1. 3rd down and 6. 3:30 to play. Pass underneath is going to be caught for the first down as they're moving it, but they're taking their time. You can't afford to do that, though, as you have just a field goal needed. But you need to make sure you get at least another 25, 30 yards to get your kicker in range as they get 10 more there from the 45. They're going to run it. He makes a cut to the outside and makes a defender fall. Gets 7 yards. 2-minute warning approaching, and you can't lose yards that much. It's a loss of 3. 2-minute warning hits. 3rd down and 6. They're throwing it deep. All these conservative plays, and then he dropped the ball down the field. 4th and 6, and he's going to throw it deep again, this time on the right side. He's got a beat. Caught for the touchdown, and Georgia takes the lead. All these little quick hitters and run plays sets up the vertical pass game. They had it on 3rd down, but he dropped it. They go the other way on 4th down, and he gets it, and now the defense with a sack. 3rd down and 15 for Miami. Can the defense end it? He's going to bring it in, but it's out of bounds. 4th and 15. Miami got it incomplete. It was Engler. He knocked it away. Parker Engler. He made the play. And Georgia, now with a first down, can end this game. And of course it had to be. It just had to be Parker Engler, our #1 player that we were following, to make the game sealing first down stopping play. The 1 pass deflection was all we needed from him. He takes home a national championship. 3 interceptions, a pretty solid season as a whole. George Coate, meanwhile, he really wants to compete for a championship. He's going to be going to the transfer portal once more. Prince goes in the 3rd round. I said he's probably going to be a day 2 pick. Coate goes to Michigan State, and Damian Jones is going to be what seems to be an edge rusher for Clemson. So Coate, now the #1 corner at Michigan State, another +5. He's about as athletic as it gets. We have Parker Engler still sticking around, and he takes a big jump. Talking about athleticism, that's crazy. +7 overalls as well. He seems like he could be a first-round player. Antoine Lawson still waiting for his opportunity to start, hasn't gotten it quite yet. And Johnny over here, but a +0 for him. That's That's really bad. He's now down to the 6th string corner at Michigan. That's a little rough. But Damian Jones is an edge rusher with star development, 4th string for Clemson. Doesn't seem like he'll get into the rotation this year, but maybe if they run that many deep, then he'll get some playing time. Barry Ahmed, another cornerback. This one not a bust. And how about all that athleticism? That is a crazy good athlete for a guy coming in as a true freshman. Yeah, Damian Jones barely plays. He appears in 1 game. Johnny doesn't get any sort of playing time. He moved down to the 6th corner, didn't get in. Antoine Lawson still hasn't even seen a snap in his career yet. And then we go to Michigan State. They're taking on Tulane in the playoffs. George Coate has really just wanted to make the playoffs. It seems like all he has wanted to do. He finally makes it into the playoffs. He went from Oregon to UCLA, now at Michigan State, who's number 5 in the country and taking on Tulane. They're up 16-7, but Tulane driving in the red zone. Outside, it's going to be caught. Coate brings him down at the 1. As now, goal to go, and they'll run it, and it'll get stopped, and it'll be 4th and goal. They'll take the field goal to make it a 1-score game and go over to the Michigan State offense where they got 6 minutes to play. Pass to the outside is going to be reeled in for a 1st down. They convert on 3rd down and keep their drive going as now they get a screen. Got a lot of room. He gets by the one defender that had an angle on him. Can he go all the way? No, not quite. He had one more guy to beat. Got him to the red zone, though, where they can take a 2-score lead as long as they just play it smart here. Don't do anything crazy. 3rd down and 5 for the Michigan State offense. He'll go to the end zone, and that was the one thing you couldn't do. Intercepted. You had a chip shot field goal in your back pocket. Why would you do that? And now Tulane has the chance to win this game if they can go on a touchdown drive here. Pass over the middle, though, is going to be intercepted by the Spartans. And they get a huge bailout from their defense. And now the run game. Just give it to the running back. He's going to hit him 24 yards. Right back to goal to go. Speed option. That was a little dangerous. This quarterback, take it out of his hands. He is trying to like choke this game away. He's going to throw the football again. Yeah, just smart. Do that. You can take your field goal here. Go up by 2 scores. Kick is going to be good. Now Tulane in trouble. It's going to be no timeouts on the board for them. They're getting sacked on 3rd down. 4th down pops up as they have a long way to go, and that pass incomplete. Michigan State wins it, and they move on to the 2nd round. So can Coate get his championship that he has been wanting? He got 6 tackles on the day, nothing else really to show for it, but it's going to be against Texas Tech now, 4 seed as they're 11-1. But right now Michigan State in a low scoring 13-12 game has the lead as Coate makes the tackle, and will have a 1st down for the Texas Tech offense. As now on 3rd down they go the other way, they're getting stopped, and it's going to be a long field goal try from 52 yards out. Kick is good, and Texas Tech has the lead. Michigan State's offense now, has it really just been 5 field goals for the Texas Tech offense? It's very un-Texas Tech-like, but I mean, Michigan State, if your defense is holding this Red Raider offense to just field goals, you got to get the job done, and you got to really pull your weight now. Just 13 points on the board. You can't be handling any playoff games with just 13 points on the board, as now they're back in field goal range. Can they go and take the lead? It would be a 1-point lead with a field goal, but they're looking for the end zone, and a strike to the 5-yard line. Goal to go, and they hand it off. Spin move, touchdown. Michigan State does their job, and now it's 20-15, and a flag is down for the Red Raider offense. And this one is on an RPO. Looks like it's going to be an eligible man downfield. Yes, it will. Back them up. Take that 1st down off the board. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 17. Screen set up, and he's tackled for a loss of 5. 3rd down and 22 from the 3. They're running the ball. I don't know what that's going to do for you. You get 2 yards. 4th and 20. Pass is going to be caught, but well shy. And now Michigan State can wrap this thing up as they get the completion, and it will be a couple of inches shy. I think you could have went for it, but you're going to go and kick the field goal, make it an 8-point game. Still a 1-score game. 90 seconds and no timeouts. You need a touchdown or 2-point conversion to take this to overtime. 3rd down and 1 the spot. Pass is going to be incomplete, knocked away. Coate got in there. 4th down and 1. They go running it with a read option, and he's stopped. Michigan State on to the semifinals. And hey, could we have a second straight national championship for one of our players? Important to not forget the defending champs, Parker Engler and his Georgia squad. They got a first round bye, so that's why I took them a little bit to get into the action. Number 3 seed as they are taking on Duke. 20-17 your score with 9 minutes to play, and a read option for Duke as they get the first down. So Duke with the lead in scoring range in the red zone, sneaking it for a first down. They're at the 10 now on 3rd down and 6. Run play stopped them, and now they're gonna have to take the field goal. So Duke gonna be still maintaining a 1-score lead, but it's gonna be 6 points on the board for Georgia needing to overcome it. And now it's 6 minutes to play. Georgia goes down. 2 guys got in there for the sack, and it's 3rd down and 20 from the 7-yard line, and they get nothing, just 2 yards, and they have to punt it. And the worst part about it is the field position, as Duke, that is a crazy throw, and he got that for the first down. You know, at that point, you deserve it. I mean, that is ridiculous that he's able to make that pass, and then he gets another first down to the red zone. Georgia really needing a turnover, and they're not going to get it, a touchdown. And Engler was there, couldn't make the play, and Duke has a 2-score lead. Defending champs on the verge of elimination, but they have still all their timeouts. 3 minutes to play at the 40-yard line. Gotta pass up the sidelines and out of bounds. Now at the 24. Can you find the end zone without using a timeout and giving your offense a chance, as that pass is going to be caught? Now at the 12-yard line. 2:20 to play. Georgia is going to throw one, floating it for the running back. He's going to get about 6 yards. 2-minute warning about a hit, as now 3rd down and 4. Passes caught, goal to go from the 1, and it's going to be tipped and incomplete off his hands. 3rd down and goal, running it. He finds the end zone in Georgia. Now 1-score game. They kick it deep. They do not go for the onside, so they trust their defense. They get 1 stop. That's 1 timeout on the board, 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. They go to pass. He's close. 3rd down and inches on a 2nd timeout. 3rd and inches. He doesn't get it. Georgia gets a try, and they have just 1:20 to play, and they get a first down from the 47. Here comes Georgia looking for another fantastic finish. Pass. It's over the head of his receiver and into the arms of a safety. Duke with the pick and the victory. And it looked like Georgia was going to be able to do it, but one bad pass ends their season, and Parker Engler, his career now over, and he ends up with a pretty nice season as well. Then you go over to Michigan State's game, and well, you took on Ohio State, and you got your butts kicked in that one. So semifinals is the exit for George Coate. He wanted to go and chase a championship. Well, he made the Final Four. Also, he had 14 tackles. That's one of those things where if your cornerback gets 14 tackles in a game, it's simultaneously really impressive but really bad. But Parker Engler, he's going to declare, and then Antoine Lawson, I mean, he's going to transfer for championship contender. Probably should be for playing time. Johnny's going to transfer for playing time, and we will have George Coate going in the 3rd round, coming off a 7-pick season. I think that's well deserved. Engler goes in the 1st round. I mean, he's 6'3" with like 99 speed. Like, yeah, he's a 1st-round safety. Antoine Lawson, I guess he really wanted to play. He wants to go to App State. Johnny goes to Penn State. And Barry Ahmed, the next #1 player, goes to Notre Dame. So Johnny, despite jumping up to an 81 overall, is actually going to be the 2nd-string corner at Penn State. So they really needed corner help. Antoine Lawson, no surprise that a 86 overall tackle is going to be starting at Appalachian State. Damian Jones is now going to be starting after taking a +5 jump. So he jumps from 4th string to now out-and-out starter. Barry Ahmed, star development, really nice, 6th string. He has a nice path to eventually playing at Notre Dame, and starts off with pretty nice skill caps and, you know, the typical stuff that we've seen from already a couple of cornerbacks. We've had a number of guys there. Miles Tobin, power rushing defensive tackle, looks really good. Power move, strength, hit power, tackling, all looks nice. He could be like a dominant level edge rusher if he especially has good development. Antoine Lawson played 9 games for App State, but he dislocated his ankle, ended his season, but he did allow no sacks in his 9 games, so that's pretty impressive. Now we move on to bowl action. Penn State, Nebraska, and if Penn State was out here starting an 81 overall cornerback, then You could maybe see why they are going 7-5. It seems like maybe their roster wasn't as strong as it could have been, should have been, usually is. But against a borderline playoff team in Nebraska, 11 seed, they went 11-2. They are winning 27-16 despite having just a 7-5 record. So Penn State really trying to show out here and pull off an upset. Nebraska gets the football back with a pretty quick Penn State possession. 6:20 to play. Pass is going to be reeled in, and they are in Penn State territory. Dropping to throw it, and he's going to go outside with another completion. Penn State's defense now in a little bit of trouble as Nebraska looking to reel in that one-score deficit with 5 minutes to go. Run right up the middle is going to get them to goal to go. And with 7 yards out, screen set up, and they miss the block on that one guy who gets through and tackles him for a loss. 3rd down and goal. Pass is going to be checking it to the running back, and he'll get 4. 4th down and goal, they'll take the field goal. It will cut it to a one-score game, but you need a touchdown and 2-point conversion on top of that. You need to stop Penn State, who's got to run right up the middle for a big chunk run of 22 yards. 3 minutes to play, read option, and he's got another solid run. 2nd and 1 is a really scary spot to be in when you need to stop because they just got to get 1 yard to get that first down. They do get it. Nebraska using those timeouts, and they are going to be out of timeouts now on a 3rd down and 12. First down ends this game. He'll throw on the run. That's an impressive throw while getting hit. Hit on the run to the outside, and he completes it. Penn State ends up just kicking a field goal as time expires just because they're jerks, I guess. I don't know, but they win it. And I had to, I missed getting Johnny's stats for this past season, so I just got his stats from the season following that and hit his overall in stats for his, 3rd season. So, that's why, like, the little black bars were there. But, I got a stats for you. That's what he ended up doing. We get to the playoffs, though. We start things off with a flag. Clemson, Alabama. It's Damian Jones starting here for Clemson. They are down by 6, and Alabama's going to get some help with a pass interference as they go play action now. And that dude tackled the running back, and Alabama with a strike down the middle. Great job. And that was pretty solid coverage, but he still completes it, and now pressure gets in. This quarterback, what the heck? He broke out of everybody, and he got the first down. How do you break out of that many people just all over you, and then he delivers a touchdown? Yeah, Clemson's defense got to be embarrassed after that one. 2-point conversion's no good, but still, 2-touchdown lead, and Clemson, they really had a chance to hold them to at least a field goal. It still would have been a 2-score game, but rather be down by 9 than 12. And, maybe they missed the field goal. Maybe something else happens if you get them on the ground. But instead, you got to make up this 2-score deficit. 3rd down and 16. And he gets a completion to midfield. 3rd down and 6. Play action. And a free rusher comes in and a sack. As now it's 4th down and 13. Throwing it deep. 2 defenders there. And it's picked off. Alabama taking it back. Gets a solid return. And he'll get to the 44-yard line. Bama is running away with this 4th quarter, it looks like, and they're running it really well as they're in Clemson territory. No field goal keeps it a 2-score game, but Alabama, the way they've been playing, another completion. The way they're playing, I don't know if Clemson's going to be able to do anything. Breaking out of another sack. It took 3 guys to bring him down again. As now it's 2nd and 22. As, again, it took 2 more guys to bring him down. The pressure is getting in. They just got to wrap him up a little bit better. As they throw one on 3rd and 29 and complete it. Come on. This Clemson defense has to be embarrassed. They lose the game. And that is ridiculous. How many sacks did they miss? I know on that possession they still got him twice in a row, but I mean, it took 2 and 3 guys each time. And then even when you get him down 3rd and 29, you allow a deep ball to be completed over your head. So Damian Jones ends up with 3 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. Antoine Lawson, I like the process here. You don't get playing time at Nebraska. You go and transfer to App State, play a really good 9 games, and then you transfer back up to the SEC. Miles Tobin ends up going to Virginia Tech. So Antoine Lawson, only a +1 jump, but he will be the starting tackle from Missouri, and he has definitely earned that job. We'll see if he can stay healthy. Johnny is going to be the starting #1 corner for Penn State. Damian Jones still maintaining his top edge rush spot for overall jump for him. Barry is going to be a huge jumper, +8 for Barry Ahmed being the #1 corner at Notre Dame. And Miles Tobin, I love to see a true freshman #1 off the bat. first string starting D tackle, and he's got a lot of talent. I mean, I really like his skill set. He's one of my favorite players I think I've seen from a skill set perspective. But look at this, about an athlete edge rusher, 90 strength, crazy athleticism, and looks to be special. Finally, it took us, I think, to a 10th player to get a gem. Took us a while, but we finally got one. Johnny is not going to make a bowl game for Penn State, but he does have a nice season as the #1 corner. Meanwhile, we go to Virginia Tech, 6-6 on the season, taking on a 6-6 East Carolina team. But Miles Tobin on the field, you can see him number 97 there, so we'll see if he makes any impact plays. But it's going to be East Carolina running for a touchdown. And it will be them going for 2 for the tie. And they do not get it. He cannot hang on. And Virginia Tech takes over with 9 minutes to play. They're going to complete a pass on 3rd down and 10. It looks like he got there, but they say a few inches shy. They'll punt it on 4th and inches, turn it over to the defense. And now with East Carolina down by 2, anything can give them the lead here, touchdown or field goal, and they are finding themselves another first down completion. Now in enemy territory, 3rd down and 2, completed on the RPO. Forward progress gives them the first down, as now 7 minutes to play. Another play action, and they'll float one on the crosser, and he completes it again. Virginia Tech, you got to do something here on defense. Get some pressure, get some coverage, but they're not doing anything, as now they're inside the 10. 2nd down and 6. There you go, but you missed the tackle. You finally had a decent play, and you missed the tackle. 3rd down and 3, as they will throw it back in the end zone. Finally a stop. In Virginia Tech, though, you let them drive all the way inside the 10, get a chip shot field goal, and now you're down by 1 with 6 minutes to play, and they'll go play action. Find the drag route, get the first down. You then move ahead with a 9-yard gain and get a first down on this 2nd down and 1 carry into East Carolina territory. 5.5 to go. Still plenty of time for East Carolina, even if they do allow a field goal or even a touchdown here, as they are going to get stopped in the backfield on 3rd down, and they'll actually punt the football. They don't go for it, and they don't kick a long field goal. If you can't kick the field goal, sure, but go for it. You do get a 3 and out, so I guess it's not going to really result in anything problematic happening. I guess it actually in the long term ends up helping them, because if they can run this clock out like they do get a first down here, they can run it down to 2:30 and get to the outside. 2nd down and 5, you get a gain of 2. You can run this down. 2-minute warning about a hit. 3rd down and 3, running, getting the first down. Okay, see, this is actually going really well for you, as you're gonna throw outside, incomplete. That was dangerous, and you go down to 4th down, kick the field goal. I think you could have managed it a little bit better with running the clock out, but you still get the lead with just under 1.5 to play, and a sack. And that wasn't Tobin, but the rest of the D-line picking up some slack here, as they are really getting in now. 2 guys got in there, and another sack. 4th and 26 with under 1 minute to play. He's going to go outside, way short, and doesn't matter how many guys you make miss. Even if you made like 4 guys miss, I don't think you were getting that first down. And Virginia Tech wins their bowl game, and Miles Tobin ends up with a sack on the day and a tackle for loss to punctuate a really impressive freshman season. How about 11 sacks and 12 tackles for loss as a true freshman? That is huge. That's about as good of a true freshman season as we might see in this video. Antoine Lawson, meanwhile, his bowl game goes well, 46-10, starts all 13 games, 5 sacks allowed. Pretty solid year for him. So now you go to Notre Dame versus Georgia in the playoffs. This is Barry Ahmed starting at #1 cornerback for Notre Dame. They are down, though. Georgia kicking a field goal here. It's going to be 26-13, so Notre Dame's offense not really helping him out too much, but they're going to throw. Hit as he's throwing, and yeah, right on cue. The offense isn't helping him out. An interception, setting your defense up in the red zone immediately. Pass is going to be stopped for a 6-yard loss. 3rd down and 16. And Georgia is going to not really get anything. They lose yards on the drive as a whole, but, I mean, you got handed a free field goal try. So 29-13 your score with 6 minutes to play, and Notre Dame needs to do something on offense. It's been rough as they get 11 yards. 3rd down and 1, with just 6 minutes to play. He's going to find a man over the middle, caught for a first down and more inside Georgia territory. I mean, you can see the stat line of the quarterback. Rough day for him. 2 picks, under 200 yards, and he is going to find an open man for a gain of 20. 4 minutes to play. Throw in, quick, got the block, to the edge, inside the 10. He walks in for a touchdown, and Notre Dame, I don't understand. They didn't go for 2 for some reason. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. I don't know. That's just something that the game's got to figure out, but I don't think it's going to matter. Georgia, he got him beat, and he's gone. 78-yard touchdown. Yeah, I guess it didn't really matter because you go and immediately allow a 78-yard touchdown. But technically, it's a 2-score game and you got all your timeouts. But I don't trust this team. I don't trust this Notre Dame offense. I don't know if you do either because they are getting sacked again in a safety. Yeah, end the game. Georgia 38-20. I know the 2-point conversion didn't end up mattering, but my goodness, why are you not going for 2? Why are you just willingly taking a 2-score deficit still? Barry Ahmed, the 3 interceptions, 45 tackles, okay year for him. And then you go over to Clemson and Georgia. It's 34-7. And a dominant performance as Georgia immediately gets destroyed by Damian Jones's Clemson team. He got a tackle for loss in the game. Now you move over to the semifinals. It's Clemson. It's UCLA 2v3. Just a 1-point game as UCLA play action and a sack comes in. And that was one of the other D linemen, Merriweather, getting in there. We'll see if Damian Jones can make a big impact as they're going to be rushing again. Pressure. I got him. And another sack as the UCLA team got to punt it, and quarterback for Clemson's going down. Now it's UCLA's first sack of the game, but the pressure's coming in at the right time, and even though you got a nice 14-yarder there on 3rd down, not enough for the first, as UCLA takes back over. You're going to find a completion for a 1st down. Now at the 45, they're going to run it, spinning out a defender, and that's going to be what looked like should have been not much of anything, and he turns it into a 1st down run. Now 2nd down and 6, making another 1st down for this UCLA offense as they're getting going. Inside the 30-yard line, throwing it up top, and it's intercepted. He put up a one-on-one ball, and Clemson wins it. And now the defense comes up with the big play. The offense has to pay him back for it as UCLA's defense now trying to maintain this 1-point lead. 3 minutes to play. Clemson gets sacked right up the middle. It's 4th and 12, and they punt it. And the Bruins taking over, and that's just an impressive grab. There's nothing you can really do about that as the Bruins win another nice run. 2nd and 1. Worst position you can be in as they run for the 1st down. Clemson out of timeouts, and they are going to go down. So that is unfortunate for Clemson. The offense wasn't really able to help them out much, and Damian Jones ends up with just 2 sacks and didn't really play a whole lot of good football. Also, Antoine Lawson, I thought he was talented enough to be drafted, but only jumping up 1 overall in his final season makes him go undrafted. Josh Thompson goes to UCLA, who just went to a national championship, so he should be competing if he gets the opportunity to play. Damian Jones, he goes up +2. He's looking pretty all right, but you see him actually produce now. And then Barry Ahmed doesn't jump up at all. And, I mean, he's still good. He's still the #1 corner, but not jumping up at all could really hurt. Miles Tobin goes up +3. Would have liked to see him go up a little bit more with that incredible freshman season, but let's see if he can follow up on it. And Josh Thompson, there you go. Finally, an elite dev gem, awesome player, looks to be really special for this team, and we'll see if he is able to live up to those expectations. We finally get a wide receiver on the board too. Bruce Atwell, a wide receiver from Texas, 6'3", looks to be really nice. And unfortunately, we do have a season that kind of got impacted here. So Tobin is back and he is in the playoffs, but he didn't play the whole season. He had a dislocated ankle throughout the season and ends up, you know, getting a kind of a rough statistical year. Barry Ahmed, though, does make NCAA All-American, and he is in a bowl game against Texas Tech, so no playoffs for him, but he does have an individually great season. We'll see if they can get a bowl win to add to his resume, but it is a low-scoring, you know, it has been a lot more low-scoring games, but, I mean, we are watching a lot more defenders today, so I know there were people asking for cornerbacks, and you know, cornerback is a pretty popular position. Yeah, you're getting a lot of cornerbacks right now, as that's going to be an incomplete pass. and it's 13-6 right now when Notre Dame takes over. And the run's going to get them. Solid gain. We're already halfway through this fourth quarter. It just hasn't been a whole lot. Just a lot of defense, running the football, taking their time. 3.5 minutes to go. Third down, Notre Dame. First down completion. Let's run some more clock off the board. 2.5 to go. Run it again. Another first down and a big run. That's going to be a gain of 27. And Texas Tech using timeouts. And another solid run. Another timeout used. And he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown. That's how you operate a fourth quarter. Just keeping the ball, playing good defense. And Texas Tech now, 20-6 your score, 1.5 to go, one timeout for them. And even though they're driving down the field inside Notre Dame territory, I mean, you haven't really given yourself much opportunity, much time, much of a chance here, as you took a lot of time to find an open man, got to the 31-yard line, and Notre Dame's just content dropping back in coverage, just wrapping up, making tackles. They know they got to just recover an onside kick and basically win this game off of it, as once again, a lot of time in the pocket, and that's going to be a couple of shedded tackles, and he's going to be in the end zone. So a solid play from Texas Tech, but will it be all for nothing? Yes, it will. Onside kick recovered by Notre Dame. So yeah, I mean, they're just clock control, possession, play good defense, you win your bowl game, and Barry Ahmed ends up with an overall pretty nice season. Made All-American like we said, but you go to the statistics, 8 interceptions, 5 pass breakups, 60 tackles. You like to see that. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, does make the playoffs, so we've seen that Tobin, his stats are not going to be all that good. He missed majority of the season, but he came back at the very end, so he is healthy, but he is coming off the injury. You see Tobin there, number 97, is, you know, he's kind of getting locked up a little bit. I mean, he was kind of brought in more as like a run stopper with that skill set. It seems like he has a good power move to him, but, you know, it seemed like he was really built to be a nice run stopper. And he, you know, turned out to, you know, get double-digit sacks as a true freshman. We'll see if the injury is still lingering. There he is, Tobin making the tackle there and stopping them on third down. So a nice key play. You want to see your big players, your key players, make the big plays at the big moments. He gets a third down and one stop. And it does make him get a field goal, and Virginia Tech's offense has to respond with 6:30 to play. And at midfield now, as second down and 3, you get a run, first down to the 41-yard line. Another first down and 10 spot as the running back picks up the extra rusher, and they find a receiver for a first down, and he sheds some tackles, gets to the 22-yard line. 5 minutes to play. Close it on the red zone. There you go. Got it inside the 5 now with that one, all the way to the 1-yard line, and just got to get it in there from 1 yard out. He stopped, and it's third and goal from the 1. They try to sneak it now. Yes, they will. It's fourth and goal from the 1, and they kick the field goal. I know you got stopped 3 times, but fourth and goal at the 1. It's just so hard to pass that up. I know the field goal gives you the lead, but man, they're going to try to sneak it now. Look at that. That was Tobin stopping a QB sneak. Okay, Tobin. That was really impressive. It's impressive when you just go and not only does the quarterback not get it on the QB sneak, but it's not because he just kind of dove short and got tackled or touched down or whatever. It's like Tobin legitimately like met him and brought him down short. And now they're going to run the football for the first down and actually seal the game. So Tobin, he didn't get a lot of snaps out there that we watched, but a third down and 1 stop and a 3rd and inches stop on a QB sneak. So, also Damian Jones, meanwhile, another injury. We had injuries really hurt us this one. So he only played 3 games. He came back in week 10 and then broke his collarbone. So he had 2 significant injuries. So Clemson season, you know, we're not going to really be able to watch anything there because Damian Jones isn't playing. But Virginia Tech in the second round against UCLA. So Thompson is not playing, you know, the elite edge rusher. He's not playing. He's just kind of in the rotation as UCLA misses a field goal, a big miss, and you know, we go to the Virginia Tech offense, so we won't really see much of him unless he like rotates in for a couple of snaps. I doubt though. But 17-6 your score. Virginia Tech trying to claw back into it, make it a 1-score game. 23-yard line. They go pistol. They go to run. He's not able to get outside. Loses yardage. Now 3rd and 11. Deep drop. Stepping up now. Finding a receiver, but he's shy of the line by 4 yards, and they're going to take the field goal. It'll be 17-9. I mean, you got to turn it over to the Virginia Tech defense. You got to make sure they can't put any points up on the board. Well, UCLA's already starting with a first down completion. 30 37-yard line. Tobin's getting double teamed. He's not getting any pass rush from anybody else. Everyone else got one-on-ones and you couldn't do anything about it. Those are the types of plays where, like, a guy like Tobin, for how valuable he is, if he eats up a double team, he gives everybody else one-on-ones, and you're supposed to be able to do something with that. You're supposed to be able to win one-on-ones, and the quarterback's scrambling for a big gain and not able to get any help from his pass rush. And now, pop pass inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Goal to go, and they are going to get stopped. 3rd down and goal. Points up are on the board, regardless when it's going to be a touchdown. And Virginia Tech right back down by 2 touchdowns. 3 minutes to play. Finding a receiver. That's going to be a big gain, but you're already down a timeout. That hurts. And you're probably going to need a quick score, probably before the 2-minute warning, and you only got a couple of plays. Well, this is going to be the final play before the 2-minute warning, it looks like, and he's going to step up on 3rd down and 2, throw it for the end zone. He dropped it. Oh my goodness, he just flat out dropped it, and then they can't get the 4th down. Are you kidding me? Just flat out dropped. I mean, the pass, I guess, could have been a little bit lower, but my goodness, you got to bring that one in. Tobin, meanwhile, still felt like he was pretty effective. He played in 8 games, but he got knocked out of 1 with an injury, so I really say like 7 games, and he still was fairly effective, fairly productive. Josh Thompson, meanwhile, he's going to transfer for playing time. That's really interesting. Johnny's going to get drafted in the 3rd round for Penn State. Penn State's down to a 74 overall team. They are stinking it up. Thompson is going to go to Stanford. Barry Ahmed, after making an NCAA All-American team, is going to transfer to Oregon, and Bruce Atwell commits to Oklahoma. So Damian Jones still sitting here at Clemson, going to be hopefully healthy this season. 3 overall jump. Barry Ahmed, #1 corner at Oregon. Imagine going, grabbing like 8 interceptions, making an All-American team, then transferring to Oregon. Miles Tobin takes a nice jump, +6, and we'll see if he can bounce back and play a full season. Josh Thompson, meanwhile, I mean, we'll see what he can do now that he's the out-and-out starter. A +8 overall jump, and Bruce Atwell, he's not going to be able to play as a freshman, but star development, and he looks to be pretty nice. I mean, he can have a maxed out route running, and the hands and everything else could be pretty high, but he looks like he could be really nice. Cameron Missouri, the next player. Really cool name, and he's a gem, so how about that? Look at him, 84 speed, 81 zone, nice tackling, very well-rounded linebacker. Seems like he could do literally everything. Tobin makes a NCAA All-American team. And Josh Thompson, complete MCL tear. He had a chance to be the best player of the video. I mean, he didn't have a great season up until that point, but a complete MCL tear. Out for the season. Oregon, meanwhile, gets smacked by Auburn 51-7 in the bowl game. Barry Ahmed, I don't know, maybe he's regretting the transfer. 4 interceptions, 7 pass breakups. Still a really good year. I mean, like, he was pretty nice, but my goodness, things are going wrong for these players. Injuries are hitting. Virginia Tech, though, is in the playoffs, and Tobin played a full healthy season, was, you know, about the top D tackle in the country, and now has another chance in the playoffs, and he's going to be, you know, hopefully getting a little bit more help when he gets double teamed and maybe somebody else can win something. 4th down and 1. They're actually going to go for it, and they toss it. And a 4th down and 1. He's going to go 33 yards for a touchdown. So bold to pass up a 50-yard field goal. They are in the snow, so that probably contributes to the decision. And then on 4th and 1, bold to toss it, and he gets all the way for the touchdown. So now 31-28 your score against this Kansas State team where there's under 8 minutes to play. Defense gets a tackle there for a loss of 2. 3rd down and 12 as you are going to have time to throw, get it underneath, got to wrap him up, and he does. Gains 10, but not able to get it. They go for it on 4th and 2. He's got it, just got it, and now it's going to be at about midfield. Tobin's getting double teamed. They only send 3, but they do get him down. 3rd down and 11 as Virginia Tech pressure gets in, and a sack for the defense. There you go. And the defense gets them off the field. 5 minutes to play for Virginia Tech. Now just got to see what they can do here with the ball in their possession. Don't go 3 and out. 3rd down and 2. He's not able to get there. 4th and 1. And that's just unfortunate because the defense has to get back out there in good field position for Kansas State as they immediately find themselves with a 15-yard run Virginia Tech territory. RPO wide open on the slant, and that's a first for a gain of 16 now. Now move it to 3rd down and 2 in the red zone. Stepping up, he's going to have room to run it, and he's got to slide down in the snow inside the 10. Goal to go. Tobin getting double teamed again, and he throws it to the end zone. Intercepted. And Virginia Tech's defense comes up with the turnover. Now just 1 first down, and you can end it. And he's going to spin off. He's losing a lot of yards. 7-yard loss on the run. And then he throws an incomplete pass. Field position disaster. Couldn't make them use all their timeouts. And now Kansas State can get 1 first down and maybe get into field goal range to tie it up. Pass is going to be tipped and incomplete. 4th down and 6, though. Another chance to end this game. Tobin gets off, and they are going to complete it. He's just barely got enough. 39 seconds to play. Tobin get a double team. Deep ball into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Kansas State with under 30 seconds to play. And now Virginia Tech, I don't know if we got another crazy Hail Mary in us. I think you maybe get 1 max per video. I don't think we got another one in us. 10 seconds to play. Up the seam. Caught. Gotta burn that final timeout. 7 seconds to play. You get 2 shots from the 35. Up top. Into the end zone. Incomplete. 1 more try. 2 seconds to play. He's gonna have time. He's gonna get it up. Into the end zone again. Incomplete. Virginia Tech loses. That is so depressing. You had him. I just think the offense didn't manage it well. Tobin, though, he had an awesome season. How about getting the 11 sacks that he got as a true freshman, but upping his tackles for a loss up to 23. So he became a high-level interior pass rusher and a high-level interior run stopper. That's insane. I mean, I don't want to go out and just say Dexter Lawrence, but he was a little Dexter Lawrence-esque there. Maybe he won't reach those types of highs if he gets to the NFL, but that's a great season. Now we move to Clemson. They're taking on that same Kansas State team. And Clemson for a touchdown to take a 1-point lead. And Damian Jones feels like he's been around for a little while, but he's got another try at a playoff run. Healthy this time. And in a 1-point lead. 7 minutes to play. 3rd down and 5. It's a sack. And now Clemson takes over. And Clemson's getting sacked. So their defense now, after Kansas State's picking up on the pressure. And there he is again, a sack and a fumble. And it's scooped up by Kansas State. And they take it over in Clemson territory with 5.5 to play. Tunnel screen is going to get them for 3rd down and 7. As they send the extra man, and that's going to be caught in traffic. Over 200 yards for the quarterback. It's been a pretty, normal day for him. Just under 200 yards before that play. No touchdowns. You got a flag down. And this is going to be an eligible man downfield, so they tried a little RPO. Not going to work out for them, but it will still be at the 33-yard line. Run play is going to lose them yardage. 3rd down and 18, as he will throw. Hit as he's throwing, and it's incomplete, as that will lead to a field goal try. Kansas State will not get through the uprights, and we will have 3.5 minutes for this Clemson offense to get in the field goal range themselves, and that's a great start. That's how you get it done, starting off the drive with a nice completion for a big gain. As now 3 minutes to play. Run play, gonna get them already in 2 plays close to midfield. 48-yard line, quick pass, got it, 1st down and more, to the 40. And they are moving it 3 plays, make it play number 4 now, and that's a great 4 plays. You're already in field goal range with 2 minutes to go. Kansas State now, you're kind of making a decision here. Once they get more yardage, do you let them score, or do you try to play for a turnover? Do you try to play for the 3 downs and out, use your timeouts? But it's not really going to do much when Clemson's continuing to pick up good plays one after another. 3rd down and 5, 1st down, inside the 10, timeout used, and now you probably should let them score, as they are going to stop them at the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal, no timeouts, read option, and they're going to bring them down. Clemson, they get an injury timeout, so bailing out Kansas State, and then a sack is going to back them up, but you're only going to be left with a little bit of time left. Chip shot field goal's good. You have 35 seconds and no timeouts to get into field goal range. That pass going to start off short of the 1st down marker. You're going to lose some time there. You got 7, though. 20 seconds to play. Deep shot down the field, incomplete. 4th down and 3. They're going to go with a little design run, and quarterback slides down. Well, he gets the first. Stop the clock momentarily. You spike it, and it's 5 seconds to play. Down the field, it's caught, and he's brought down, but you only got 1 second. You don't have time. You have no timeouts, and they hurry it back to the line, but I don't think it's going to happen. Time runs out, and Kansas State loses at the buzzer. If they had a couple more seconds, they got out of bounds, or they had a timeout, that's one of those spots where it's like maybe you just let them score and give yourself a little bit more of a chance. Damian Jones does nothing in the game, and then Miami beats up Clemson pretty comfortably 23-6. So Damian Jones, this is a weird play. I mean, he has 3 tackles, but for a 92 overall edge rusher with a lot of talent, I mean, he never got more than 5 sacks. Goes in the 3rd round just off talent, but man, he just underwhelming career. And how about a little recruiting upset? Cameron, Missouri, the #1 overall player, goes to Appalachian State. I feel like every time we get one of these videos, there's always one random one that's just like, they go there? And well, App State gets themselves a #1 overall player, and a really impressive looking one. Josh Thompson goes +4, coming off his complete MCL tear. And then we go to Bruce Atwell, who jumps up 7. He'll be a starting wide receiver for Oklahoma, so get to see a little wide receiver action. Cameron, Missouri is going to get some playing time off the bat, like technically 1st string, but it's also like, you know, one of those linebacker spots where they don't get a lot of snaps, like maybe 300 to 400 snaps, so it's just kind of a weird thing with linebackers. Josh Salas, next player, cornerback, really nice, gem. And Miles Tobin, okay, what a season. How about some awards coming his way? 3 of them, Lombardi, Nagurski, all these awards. He makes all NCAA. And then we are not done there yet. Bruce Atwell wins Freshman Player of the Year. And then Josh Thompson makes 2nd team all NCAA All-American. And Barry Ahmed. So 4 players, all of them. 3 NCAA All-Americans and a Freshman of the Year. Okay, this is a star-studded year. Everything's coming together, and we got playoff action. We'll get to that. Oregon 9-3, though. They get a bowl game against Iowa State. Right now, they're kind of getting upset right now to a 6-6 Iowa State team who gets a touchdown. I haven't seen a more like accolade-filled season with like all of the players like that. I mean, 3 of them made all NCAA All-American. 4 different awards between 2 different players, and down even to the freshman winning an award. So that's also the first time I think we've ran into winning the Freshman of the Year award. So, you know, that's not an easy award to win, it feels like, in these videos. So getting that one's pretty cool as well. As meanwhile, Oregon's offense not doing too hot right now. It's 4th and 15, 6 minutes to play, and could be in a game-ending type of situation. That should have been picked, but they'll take the football back regardless. He got hit as he was throwing, and now Iowa State running for a 1st down, so could be a game-over type of situation here, but you do get a fumble at a perfect time, and Oregon scoops it up, so game not done yet. 3rd down and 4. Pass is going to be caught, but short, just a yard. 3rd down turns to 4th and 4, where you're stepping up. You got an open check down, but then it closes up. You throw it deep, and it is incomplete, but you get a flag. Oh, what's going on? Who is this Oregon quarterback? Because he is not it. Pass interference. And that will be a bailout, so 31-yard line. Got another play, another shot at it, as they're going to step up. You got time, finds an open man, and he'll get inside the 10, down to the 7. You got all your timeouts still, just hold on to him, put it in the end zone, 2nd down and goal. A lot of time in the pocket, somebody's got to get open. It's a sack fumble, you pick it up. Oh my goodness, somebody get open, or quarterback find it. He's going to go to the end zone. That's an open man and a touchdown, there you go. And you got 2 minutes, all your timeouts, and the 2-minute warning. And you're going to get sacked on a fumble again, but Iowa State scoops it. So many fumbles this game. As now Iowa State 3rd and 21, sacked again. Punting at the 2, you get great field position. Oregon is maybe going to pull this one off. Pass is incomplete, 4th down. And they have one more try at it. Can Iowa State end it here? Pulling off the upset. He's going to launch it deep. He's got one-on-one. It's incomplete. Game over. Oregon. That's unfortunate. Barry Ahmed. Team success-wise, not much. But from an individual player, really impressive. 7 interceptions. He does the very rare thing. How about NCAA All-American on 2 different teams? That's not something we see either. Usually when a player transfers, it's because they're not playing or the team is bad, and if the team is bad, maybe they don't play as good, and it's also earlier in their career. Josh Thompson also gets a dominant bowl win, bounces back with a 10-sack season, but it's really cool to see a player go NCAA All-American, 8 interceptions, transfer to another school, 7 interceptions, all NCAA All-American. So, like, he's good wherever he goes. Virginia Tech, it's really unfortunate. They did not make the playoffs. They were the 13th seed. It was a situation where they lost their conference championship and it knocked them down too far. So, unfortunately for Tobin, who just had a monstrous season, winning all the defensive awards, he's not going to be in the playoffs, but that's a big hit! And right at the goal line! Are you serious? That's an incredible play for Florida State! And you hit him right at the one, fumble, and you pick it up. Man, that was impressive. As now Florida takes over, and we could be in for another little upset here. I mean, we already had Oregon lose to a 6-6 team despite being ranked and maybe even in the playoff mix. Virginia Tech was 1 game away from making the playoffs, so now taking on a 6-6 Florida team, they're in some trouble. He's throwing it on the run, across the field. It's incomplete, 4th down and 8. They'll take the field goal, and with 4.5 to go, kick is good, and it's a 1-point game for the Virginia Tech offense as they go play action. And he's going to shovel it to the tight end, and a little shovel pass is going to get him 10, 2nd and inches, 4 minutes to play. And he will step up, he'll run for it, he'll get the 1st down and slide. 3:30 to play, and they just got to keep taking their time, keep playing it smart. You get a nice completion there, and he turns it upfield for a 1st down to the 40-yard line. Nice job. Florida close to using their timeouts potentially, and it's a sack. 5-yard loss, 2:30 to play, 2nd and 15, sacked again. Florida burns the timeout, 3rd and 22, and he's gonna load up and just throw it deep. 1-on-1, incomplete, and that will be Florida football. This could really actually be another upset, and now Florida checks it down, gets the 1st, and they are 15-ish yards away from field goal range potentially. I mean, can they pick it up? Well, one play is going to get them way more than that, to the 26. And Florida, we could have just full-on upsets everywhere as they're going to go all the way to the 10-yard line. That was a dangerous ball, but he reels it in. A minute to play, and touchdown, Florida. 2-point conversion for the full 7-point lead. Yes, it's good for Virginia Tech that they score, but they get the 2-point conversion. Now you got a minute to go and try to get a touchdown, and this is another sack. Now you go back to 3rd and 19. You get time in the pocket this time, and you check it down. I can't tell, like, everybody on this offense must stink. My goodness. It's 4th and 10. Game on the line. Swing it out. Stop checking it down, Kirk Cousins. My goodness. Okay, Virginia Tech loses. I feel bad a little bit for Miles Tobin because you see the monster season and career that he put up. The only down season he had was because he had an injury, dislocated his ankle, I'm pretty sure. 31 tackles for loss and 15.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. What was he on that season? 5 forced fumbles too? My God, that's an insane season. Well, that's actually like one of the best D-tackle seasons I've ever seen in this game. Maybe the best from a D-tackle that I've seen in college football, 25 and 26, just in straight sim. Meanwhile, we moved to Oklahoma. So Bruce Atwell, freshman of the year wide receiver, took a big jump up. You'll see him number 87 line up all over the field, and let's see if he can get a playoff victory. He looks to be really impressive. If he won freshman of the year, you know he probably had a pretty insane season for a freshman, as they'll go to Bruce Atwell, and that will be a gain of 6. They'll go throw it down the field, and incomplete, knocked away from him. 3rd down and 4. As they'll throw a quick slant, 16 can't bring it in. 4th down, it's a tie game, 17-17 with under 6 to play. Screen set up, spin move, can't get him anywhere, loses 5 yards. 3rd down and 14, as they'll throw it for the 1st down marker. He took a shot, but hung on. You committed pass interference, you hit him as hard as you could, he still caught it. That's what do you even do at that point? From the 47, they'll toss it out and shooting through those blockers, getting a loss of 6 now. Be 3rd and 13, so another long distance situation. It is, he's throwing, and it's incomplete. 2 guys got there, and now Oklahoma takes over. We get Bruce Atwell or somebody else this football, get them the lead. 3 minutes to play, 3:30 to be exact, as they go play action, rolling out, check it down to the tight end. Got a good job there, getting it out before he got hit. 3rd down and 5 to spot, as he'll have a clean pocket, and no one's getting open. Throw it on the run, and it's incomplete. That was just good coverage for Ohio State. You had the time, just couldn't find anybody open, but the run defense for Oklahoma has been incredible so far this 4th quarter. Even though their running backs got 100 yards, finally finds a little bit of a lane, but at least in this 4th quarter, they've really kind of bent down and done an impressive job. Again in the backfield, they'll force the punt, and now Oklahoma tries to run it, and they'll have a little bit more success. Gain a 7, 3rd down and 2. Don't want to go 3 and out here, this far backed up, and you'll find a receiver. 1st down. That's a huge play. Even if you don't get the field goal in this drive, you can maybe prevent Ohio State from getting good field position and winning in regulation. But now from the 44, there's Atwell with the grab to put him into field goal range, and Bruce Atwell might have done enough. They get the 1st down on the ground, could start running this clock out, make them burn those timeouts, just hold on to the football. Quarterback keeps it center, 3rd down and goal, as they'll throw for the end zone. I don't know why you're doing all of that, but you give Ohio State at least a bit of a chance. You kick the field goal. If you would have just got down and took a sack or did whatever, you would have been able to kick that field goal with like 10 seconds to go. Instead, Ohio State has a little bit of time, 30 seconds to play from the 36. Pass to the outside's caught, and he'll get about 8 yards, 3rd down and 2, 18 seconds to play. You get one shot over the middle, and you can maybe spike it down the field. He's got that one shot, and he completes it, and now the field goal try for the tie, and in overtime, it is good, and you really got to put it on the Oklahoma play calling and quarterback decision making. Even if the play call was bad, if I'm the quarterback, I'm sitting there saying, hey, just go down. We could take the time off the clock, but now you got to go and do it in overtime. As they get inside the 10, goal to go. Swimming to the outside. He's got room. Gets the blocking downfield, and it's a touchdown. So now you turn it to Ohio State needing to put it in the end zone as they swing it to a incomplete pass. Receiver couldn't bring it in. 3rd down and 10. They send a blitz off the edge. They'll take a shot to the end zone. There's a flag down. He caught that. It's a touchdown. And again, pass interference, and he still caught it. As it's a tie game, 27-27, and Ohio State keeps it now. Their turn to go first. They lose 4 yards. They'll get it back to 3rd down and 10, but a play action now, as they're going to try to get something, but they get sacked, and back them up to a 50-yard field goal try. Kick for the 3-point lead is good, and Oklahoma can win it with a touchdown, keep it to a 2-point shootout, and continue overtime if they get a field goal. They'll get a 1st down here to the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. They'll run it right up the middle, and he's inside the 5, goal to go from the 3. Can you end it? Play action. He's looking. He's sacked. It's a fumble. No! He put it on the ground, and Ohio State, the big man's running. You don't need to score. 84. I appreciate the effort to bring them down, but the game is over, and Oklahoma's their whole offense, not the whole offense, but the quarterback and play calling really was questionable there. Bruce Atwell, 10 catches for 166 on a touchdown. As a freshman, 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns, including a couple of really big performances. Josh Thompson, I mean, he tore his MCL. He had one good season. He's going straight to the NFL. Honestly, can't blame him. Ahmed goes in the 3rd round. Tobin goes in the 2nd round. Felt like a 1st-round player to me. And Josh Thompson goes in the 2nd round as well. So 3 players sent to the NFL that season. Salas comes in. He's going to Clemson. So we've seen a little bit of action from Clemson. And then Atwell, very well deserved, gets his dev trade upgraded. I mean, you win freshman of the year and have that type of season as a freshman. Yeah, you deserve it. Cameron, Missouri, +4 overall. He's going to be more of a starter. He was 1st string as like one of the linebacker positions that doesn't get a lot of play time, but now he's 1st string in like a main linebacker spot. But Salas, 4th string coming out the bat, really good. 80 overall, star development, looks to be really nice. Little surprised that we've had so many cornerbacks so far relative to some other positions. Our first player was a quarterback. We haven't gotten a quarterback since. We have a safety now, Dylan Ryder. Looks pretty nice, 91 speed, 82 zone. Looks like my kind of safety right there. But Oklahoma makes the playoffs, and we have also Bruce Atwell, all NCAA team. And then we have Cameron, Missouri also making it for App State, as Josh Salas as the 4th corner. doesn't play much at all, 8 tackles. But we go to App State, so Cameron, Missouri. I mean, I guess going to App State turns out to be okay. They go 11-2. I wonder if he's going to be in a situation where he feels like he should transfer up to another spot. But the way that this team has used Missouri has it's been a little interesting. They've used him all over the field as they miss a field goal. Miami of Ohio went 12-1. They missed the field goal. It's 19-14. So a little battle between some of the best non-power schools. Both of them conference winners. Both of them did their thing this year, and one was led by an All-American linebacker, as they're going to have App State going into field goal range potentially. 37-yard line, 3rd down and 12. That's a lot of time. Offensive line's doing a good job. Somebody's got to get open. He's just going to throw it deep. It's a little bit of a wobbler, but he reels it in. 1st and goal as they'll sweep it, and he'll get inside the 5 down to the 2. Goal to go. Now from the 1, sneak it in, and a touchdown for Appalachian State. And they will have a 12-point lead. So now you go to Miami of Ohio trying to finish off their season with a 13th win, but it's not looking good for them right now. They're running it well, but how much can you really run the football with 4 minutes to play and down by 2 touchdowns as they get in for a sack? And that was going to be backing them up to 4th down and 19. Throw it to the outside, and it's going to be short of the line, incomplete regardless, and App State takes over. 2 minutes to play, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. Why not, I guess? And they completed, so that will be kind of the dagger there as they will win the game. So Cameron, Missouri, 12 wins at Appalachian State, NCAA All-American, doesn't do a whole lot in the bowl game, but how about a 19-sack, 28 tackle for loss season? Oh my god, he was just farming those small school players as we start off Oklahoma already. Bruce Atwell with a big play, the first play we watched in the 4th quarter. Gonna talk more about Missouri and what he was able to do, but Bruce Atwell not letting us breathe at all. Goal to go, and trying to get up on 3 scores for Tennessee to be done for. 21-3. Oklahoma dominating this playoff game right now. They're number 5 seed, so they got the most favorable matchup. It's a flag down. Oklahoma, can you guys stop with the pass interference? Who is teaching these DBs? Can you guys stop? The last year and now this year. I know it's a pretty comfortable 18-point lead right now, but you still can't be doing these pass interferences. It's too many of them. But Tennessee with a very faint chance in this one. 6 minutes to play, 3rd down and 2. They'll go underneath. They'll keep the drive going, but I mean, their quarterback's having a rough game right now, and Oklahoma has got him wide open, and he just missed it. Yeah, this quarterback's just having a bad game. 4th down and 7. He's going to go up top for the end zone, and it's incomplete. Oklahoma, you got a little bit more Bruce Atwell in you. I mean, I wouldn't mind just taking a deep shot for him as they're going to go for a big play. There it is, Atwell breaking a tackle, and a big play to the midfield stripe. Bruce Atwell sitting up, and he's having a nice playoff game. His only playoff game so far was that one against Ohio State where he had a monster performance, and maybe we can start to see him just be an out-and-out playoff riser as they are going to run it again. One more 1st down. Game is over, and Tennessee didn't have much of a chance in this one. 21-3. Defense was great, and Bruce Atwell ends up at 74 yards on just 3 grabs. So a nice, solid performance from him. It'll be a tougher matchup this time around against Miami. 34-27 your score as Atwell in the offense is inside the 30-yard line. There they go his way on a little RPO, 5-yard grab, 3rd down and inches. They run it. He's not going to get it. 4th down and 1. They lose about a half a yard. They're going to toss it on 4th down and 1, and it's not going to work. Worked earlier for, another team in this video. Didn't work out for them, though. QB sneak for Miami is going to get a 1st down. 3rd down and 6 now. Another shot to get off the field here. This time they are going to. 4th down and 3. They punt it, and now Oklahoma takes over. Under 6 to play, and he gets pushed down in a sack. 3rd down and long as they're going to get hit as they're throwing. Incomplete pass. And the offense not looking too good right now. The punt wasn't that good either as Miami takes over. 4:20 to play. Now down to 3:30 as it's 3rd down and 10. Another chance for Oklahoma's defense. They will get off the field. That's a huge stop. If they would have got the 1st down there, it was looking like field goal range. Sooners take over and a completion for a 1st down. A little crosser to the 46-yard line. 2:30 to play. Play action. He's got time, a lot of time, and he's throwing on the run down the field, then a completion inside the 10, looking for the tie. He's going to get sacked. Two guys caught down there. 2 minutes to play. Quick pass for a completion to set them up a 3rd and goal from the 5. So a nice spot there for them. They got 2 tries at it, but they only need 1. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Tie game with a minute and a half to play. So we go to Miami now. They convert a 1st down here. Just 90 seconds to go, and we're ticking down that clock. Another 10 seconds gone. Oklahoma with the sack. Miami burns a timeout. It's 3rd down and 18, but Oklahoma now, they get a stop, and they can burn a timeout. There's just 40 seconds to play, and here's the punt, as this one will be back at about the 30-yard line. He takes it. They'll have pretty decent field position. 1 timeout in their pocket. 30 seconds to go, and there's a completion for a 2nd down and 3. 30 seconds to play from the 45-yard line. Just 1 big play, and you can get into field goal range, but no! They threw a pick, and they get a good return, and they're inside the 20. No! You choked it away. Miami handed a field goal, and they win the game. You just gave it to them. And Oklahoma goes down in the 2nd round. Atwell goes for 103 and a touchdown, so 3 playoff games so far. He's been good. 111 grabs for 1,600 yards and 21 touchdowns. That is a crazy season, and he's still getting better. He is not going to go to the NFL at a 91 overall. I guess he feels like he's got unfinished business because he's a 97 overall now. +8. Look how good he is. We might have ourselves a special generational receiver on our hands. Cameron, Missouri's looking really nice. Josh Salas jumps up +5, and he's going to be the #1 corner for Clemson. But now Dylan Ryder as well, going to be 2nd string safety. He committed to Ohio State, so he might get a little bit of playing time. But now, how about Bruce Atwell? Already an incredible first 2 seasons, and I'm really curious to what that 3rd one's going to look like. James Skaggs, next player. He's a wide receiver, but he's a bust. Looks okay. And Bruce Atwell, oh boy, we sim to the end of the season. We got some awards to collect, and Bruce Atwell is going to take home not 1, not 2 awards, but how about the award, Heisman Trophy winner, with over 100 grabs, over 1,600 yards, and 20 touchdowns in the regular season. Cameron, Missouri also makes NCAA All-American once again. Oklahoma, the 1 seed. Yeah, we're watching a special player. Dylan Ryder, only 7 tackles, didn't get to play much in his first season. Appalachian State, meanwhile, for Cameron, Missouri, 47-10. They were close to making the playoffs. They were one of the top teams from the non-power schools. They were 19th in the country, just couldn't get in. Missouri, though, I mean, with more attention on them, still 17 sacks and 23 tackles for loss, so a slight step down, but still impressive season regardless, and he's just, once again, farming some statistics as we go to Texas A&M and Clemson. So before we get into what Bruce Atwell has to do for his final playoff run, because ain't no way he's staying for another season after that, as that's an impressive throw for Texas A&M. We got Josh Salas and his Clemson squad seeing what they can do in their bowl game as they're throwing 1 deep. That's going to be incomplete. That's on Salas. He's number 10, so pay attention to him as he breaks up that play. And now Clemson takes over with a 1st down run. 6 minutes to play, running right up the middle. They get a block, and he has another 1st down, so gotta get down the field and try to get into field goal range here as they sneak it for another 1st down. They're moving it well. 4 minutes to play, taking their time. Get some blocking here. Nice time in the pocket and a wide open man for a 1st down. They're in A&M territory. This drive has been really good so far, and they're finding another solid little gain right there. 8 yards. It's not been large gains, but just systematically working their way down the field. We're all the way down to 2.5 minutes to go. You got to find the end zone on this drive if you're going to want to win this game of regulation. And they're inside the 10. There's a bigger play. Down to 1.5 minutes to go. Tackled for a loss. 3rd down and goal. Under a minute now. Can they get the touchdown? Got time, and he's not going to be able to find his way in. But they'll run this clock all the way down to 20 seconds, kick the field goal, and we're going to overtime. I mean, my goodness, that was one of the longer drives we'll see all video as A&M in overtime, immediately completing a pass inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Read option, and he's got 1 man to beat, and he puts it into the end zone. Salas couldn't make the tackle there, but Clemson will take over now as they got to get a touchdown to keep this game alive. That's so much time to throw. He's eventually going to just scramble and run, sliding for a gain of 19. Down at the 6-yard line, goal to go. They send an extra man. Can't get in. Touchdown, though, as the blitz, the pressure for A&M, awful. The passing game for Clemson thriving, 20-20, as now Clemson starts off throwing it deep, one-on-one, and knocked away. 4th down. They will kick a field goal. So even though they had all the time in the world to throw the football seemingly every play, they're not able to get a first down. They go 3-and-out, and A&M takes over. They can win it with a touchdown, send it to a 2-point shootout. They're going to try the deep shot, and it's incomplete. They did the same exact thing Clemson did. They go and get 1 yard, 3rd down and long, throw it deep, incomplete, take the field goal. We're on to a 2-point conversion shootout, as now A&M got it caught. 2 points is good. Clemson, to extend the game, is looking from the 3. They got time. You got to get rid of it. Got to throw to somebody. He's going to try to scramble for it. He fumbles the football in the end zone, and A&M picks it up. Game over. The quarterback, I mean, you get so much time to throw the ball, and I don't know what he's doing, man. He had so much opportunity. If you give a quarterback that much time every game, every play, you got to do something there. Salas actually did get a pick in the bowl game. 4 interceptions on the season. Pretty solid year overall. But now let's get to Oklahoma. They're taking on Tulsa in the first round. So a little fun matchup here. As look at the other receivers. I mean, Oklahoma, it's not just Atwell doing his thing. He's the Heisman winner, but he's got players all around him. Touchdown for Oklahoma. Surprisingly, Tulsa's keeping it close, though. That took the lead for Oklahoma 20-13, but Tulsa now with 9.5 to go. They get a completion. First down to the 35-yard line. The quarterback, though, still not a whole lot of yards on the game. That put him over 100, but it's been enough so far to keep them in this game as they get a completion to the 45-yard line. Now the passing game maybe waking up for Tulsa as they go down the middle. Completed again. Look at Tulsa moving down the field, over the middle, another first down, inside the 10. For Bruce Atwell, you don't want to go down your first playoff game of the year after winning the Heisman to Tulsa because they're tying it up. Touchdown. 6:30 to play in a tie game. Sweep into the edge, and Tulsa tackle for loss. 3rd and 16. He's throwing. You got to find something. There's only a 3-man rush. You got time to throw it. He's going to find a man. Caught for a first down. And now from the 39, 5.5 to go. He's going to break off and fall forward for a gain of 3. And now 3rd down and 4. Quick pass is going to be caught. Real short, though. Atwell didn't run them, for the first down marker. So now Tulsa taking over. And can Tulsa take the lead? Can they pull this one off? They already won 1 playoff game. Can they upset the #1 team? Tulsa on the crosser. And they're in Oklahoma territory with under 4 to play. 43-yard line. Play action. He's throwing it. Deep ball wide open. Touchdown, Tulsa. They had to start pressing the panic button. We are on upset alert. 3 minutes to go. 23-yard line. He's throwing it deep. He's just throwing a prayer for Atwell in double coverage, and he brings it in. The Heisman winner does his thing. And now throwing it again down the field. Other receiver to the 8-yard line. 2 minutes to go. Handing it off at the 2. He's losing a yard. 3rd down and goal from the 3. And Atwell got to look for it, but it's short. They throw it to somebody else, and he loses a yard. 4th down and goal. Game on the line. Atwell, touchdown. The Heisman winner. Gives them the tie with a minute to play. And now 3rd down, sack for Tulsa. And the defense does their job. Atwell now, he's trying to carry them to victory. He's got a first down grab. And if Atwell can pull this one off, they're going to go to Atwell again. He's falling forward for a gain of 10. And now into field goal range. 1 run, sweeping it, spin move, inside the 25. And this game should be theirs. But what are they doing? You don't got timeouts. You got to do something. What are you doing? They snapped the ball. And the game's over with this play. They're going to overtime. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Why did they do that? I don't know why they did that. Why? We're going to overtime. I don't understand. I guess we're doing overtime now. Tulsa has another chance at this one as they're going to throw it outside. First down. And they're at the 12 if Oklahoma chokes this one away. Read option. Tulsa inside the 10 to the 5. Still need another first down for goal to go. It's 3rd and 2 from the 4. They'll throw and he's getting sacked. And we are going to have a situation where Oklahoma can win it with the touchdown. 30-27. From the 25, they draw it. And it's going to be a broken tackle, but Tulsa tackles it for a loss. Loss of 3. 2nd and 13. Read option. This one's looking better. He's got the first down. Making a move, and he's at the 10. From the 10 now. Basically goal to go. Run play. It's into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And they survive the scariest of upsets. The #1 team was given all they can handle against this Tulsa team, and they come out on top. Bruce Atwell, 121 and 2 touchdowns for the Heisman winner, and they move on to face Alabama in the semifinals. They're already up 21-10. So it seems like they're having a much easier time against them than they were against Tulsa, but Alabama not wasting any time, getting themselves back into it. A big rushing touchdown. And Bama pulls within 1 score, 2-point conversion. Swing it outside. He could have taken that back the other way. Instead, it'll be 21-16. Still Oklahoma's favored by a touchdown as the offense takes over 3rd down and 10. And don't want to go 3 and out here, and they will not. First down completion. As now 30-yard line, 1st and 10 play action, and they find an open man. It's Atwell, and Bruce Atwell for 18 yards. Now it's 3rd down and 8. Do you got another plan? Yes, you do. Another completion, and moving it to the 38-yard line in Alabama territory as they are going to find themselves in a 13-yard run. Oklahoma moving it well, completed it to Atwell, gained another 8 yards, 17-yard line. Nice little hesitation for the running back. And he gets the first. Look at them moving this football so effectively. 12-yard line. He's going to scramble, finds a little bit of room, and gets to the 5. It's 3rd down and 3. Quick pass. Touchdown. And the running back has it. 28-16, and Oklahoma's offense responding beautifully as they could be headed to a national championship. Well, in Alabama, not trying to go down easy. They got to go and find the end zone one more time to get them back into it, and that's a big play to get them in the red zone. Alabama's offense, maybe it's a little too late, but they are making this still a game. 4th down and 4. This could be it, though. 4:20 to play. End zone incomplete. Oklahoma takes over, and this game could be all over. And they are going to get another first down. They're going to start running that clock. 3rd down and 1. They're throwing it, and that's a completion for a first down. Alabama starting to use those timeouts. I think we know what's coming here. He just jumped over a defender, and that's going to be the first down to seal the game. Alabama goes down. Oklahoma to a national championship. And Atwell goes for 153 and a touchdown. And with that touchdown, records are broken. National career receiving touchdowns. He has scored more touchdowns through the air than anybody in college football history. Bruce Atwell. Truly generational as in the national championship against Miami. That's a field goal to make it a 19-10 game, and Oklahoma on top. Atwell, if there's only one thing he hasn't had in his resume, it is that national championship. He's got the All-American, the Heisman, the best receiver, freshman of the year, records galore, and now just looking for that final accolade. Miami on 3rd down, just shy. 4th and 1, but they're going for it. Good decision to go for it, and it's going to work out as they get a nice run into Oklahoma territory. They need to put points up on the board to cut this down to a 1-score game, and already they're in field goal range now as they swing it outside. That's a solid block, and he's going to get the first down, a lot more to the 11-yard line. Now looking for the touchdown first. That would be huge. Screen, got the room, and he's got one man, but he's tackled at the 1. 3rd and inches, sneak it in, touchdown. They cut it down to a 1-score game, 2-point game as they go RPO number 8. I mean, all these receivers for Oklahoma have been so effective, but Atwell leading the charge as they're going to go with a shot to the outside, caught, and a first down. As now 4 minutes to play. Read option. Blown up by Miami's D-line. Loss of 2, 3rd down and 12. He's got time, and he's going to throw short of his receiver. That was just a bad throw. It was also a dangerous ball. The two guys were there, but now Miami gets a chance to take a lead on this one. They're going to have to turn to their defense, and the defense comes up huge. A 3-yard loss. If they didn't lose 3, they might have even went for it. But now, with the chance to end this game, 2nd and 1 turns to 3rd and 1 with an incomplete pass. 3rd and 1 at the 2-minute warning. He's not going to get there. Miami gets one more try at it, and they throw over the middle for a completion. A gain of 7. 1:28 to go from the 30. Pass. It is jumped and intercepted. And Oklahoma is going to win the national championship. And the final thing Bruce Atwell needed to check off that career list to become maybe the greatest college football receiver of all time. He got the national championship. And not only that, he was the contributor. 2 touchdowns, 100 yards on the day. SEC career receiving yards record, and a resume that has him with a 2,000-yard, 25 touchdown season. Every playoff game 100 yards and a touchdown, and also finished, what is that, like 8 straight 100+ yard games to end his career. And also, Bruce Atwell, of course, is going to go first round, but surprisingly, Cameron, Missouri transfers from App State to North Texas. That's a weird one. James Skaggs is going to commit to Nebraska, but Cameron, Missouri was doing good stuff at App State. You would have thought if he's going to transfer, he's going to go up to a bigger school to go and, try to compete. But no, he just lateral movement to one of the other better non-power schools. I mean, if you're going to try to go and do it at a small school, App State was in a good spot. They were 19th in the country, so interesting. He's still going to be a starter. He's still going to be really effective. He's still going to be really good, but wonder how the schematic change will maybe change things there as we get a bust tackle, but obviously still looking pretty nice. But man, I mean, how do you top Bruce Atwell? I don't know if we can do that. I mean, Oklahoma immediately finds themselves out of the playoffs after Atwell leaves, so maybe we know how valuable he was. James Skaggs, so he was a normal development and got no catches in his freshman season. If you could recruit the #1 overall player and he's just a normal dev, that's a little concerning. Josh Salas, not much to show in the bowl game. It was a dominant game. He has 3 interceptions. He's had a nice 2 seasons so far, but, let's go to a playoff game. So maybe Cameron, Missouri was on to something because North Texas went 13-0. They're taking on Michigan, and right now they're winning on the road at Michigan. So I guess Cameron, Missouri was, like I said, on to something by going to North Texas. I still think he maybe made it a little bit more difficult on himself than he needed to. That pass is going to be incomplete, a little too far out. 4th down, and Michigan for the tie. Kick is good. I would have liked to see Missouri go to like a top-tier school, though. I would have liked to see what he was able to do. It's a big hit for Michigan. Not able to hang on to the football as 3rd down and 6. That was a horrendous throw. That's a little bit of the reason why I'd like to see Missouri have gone to a better team. I would have liked to see what he could do with a quarterback that actually might even make an NFL practice squad, because I know that dude ain't. But Michigan now scrambling, and he's scrambling for a big run to the 23-yard line in field goal range. 5 minutes to play, and they're going to go outside. Completion. It'll be no gain. 3rd down and 8. He'll throw. Missouri trying to rush the quarterback, but he's not going to get there. They'll get 4 yards, though, and it'll be 4th down. Another field goal try. Kick will be good. Michigan with the lead. Can this North Texas offense do anything? Read option. Stopped in a 3 and out. Yeah, this is about what you'd expect if a North Texas offense faced Michigan. Even though North Texas has been like really successful in this dynasty, like I haven't showed you everything, but when you see like Heisman winners, North Texas has taken home some Heisman trophies. But it's just, they're a little outmatched right now. I mean, Cameron, Missouri's trying, though, but he's over there getting locked up by an NFL tackle, and they'll throw that pass deep, and it's going to be incomplete. 4th down, North Texas, their offense gets another try at it, but Michigan, they're going to throw that ball deep, and it's going to be intercepted. North Texas can't do anything on offense, and Michigan can wrap this thing up with maybe another 1st down and make them use their timeouts. 2-minute warning will hit after this play. They got a completion. That's a 1st down. They'll have a field goal, at least in their back pocket, but touchdown will end this one. 1st down will end this one. Running backs putting guys on their back with a stiff arm, Yeah, this is getting ugly. Run right up the middle, inside the 5, down to the 2, and the game looks like it is all over. 2-score game. I guess we'll see if North Texas has a little bit of a miracle in them. They do finally get a first down, and they'll have to hurry back to the line. Minute 20 to go, down by 10. And he'll throw it over the middle. Caught. Move it again. Gonna use a timeout there. I mean, you got maybe something if you can especially grab this ball in the end zone incomplete. But they might have to even settle for the field goal first and kick the onside and try to score a touchdown after. That's just an awful throw. It's such an easy ball, and he missed it. But, yeah, they'll go for the field goal. Kick is going to be no good. Oh, that was ugly. All right, Michigan wins. Cameron, Missouri. Hey, credit to him. He took them to the playoffs. He led them to the playoffs. He actually did get an interception in the game, too, so good on him. His production was a little bit down, but still 14 sacks, 18 tackles for loss. He goes in the 3rd round. Really impressive career as a whole for him. Some would maybe say he just farmed bad teams, but hey, I mean, he's a really good player regardless. Josh Salas, meanwhile, 90+ overall, +2 overall development for him. It's looking really good. He's had a nice career, like I said. Dylan Ryder is going to be starting there at Ohio State, and let's see what he is able to do and, you know, wrap up his career. James Skaggs. Yeah, I mean, he jumped up +1. He's still going to be buried in the Nebraska depth chart. Cullen Schuss is a star development tackle for Texas. He'll be, you know, waiting in the wings as tackles at Texas. They typically do pretty well for themselves, so he'll have to wait his turn. Ben Cantrell, an edge rusher. Pretty solid player overall. No gem, no bust. We've had a decent amount of busts, I feel like, this video, but all right, we got Clemson in the playoffs now. That will be also James Skaggs getting 1 catch on the season, so his first career grab. And we go to Dylan Ryder in Ohio State. They're taking on Cincinnati. It's 20-19. Ohio State 1 game off of a playoff appearance. If they would have went 10-2, they would have had it. Instead, 9-3, 14th seed. And the running back's got a nice play off the screen. And we'll see if, you know, these teams, they've been kind of struggling against these 6-6 squads that they have been favorites over. I mean, we already seen like that one year where like multiple 6-6 teams beat our borderline playoff teams. But Ohio State not maybe going to fall into that trend that we have seen in this video. They score a touchdown, 27-19. Up still by 1 score, but an 8-point game for Cincinnati to try to overcome that deficit. They're going to scramble. He's got room. He's got the first down. He's going to get past midfield. And he will have 3:30 to play now on a 3rd down and 2. Run the football, get the first down, keep it going. 32-yard line. They're taking a lot of time off the clock, though. Another 3rd down, completed. Shy of the marker, though. And it'll be 4th down at the 2-minute warning. 4th and 3, 28-yard line. He is going to look and throw it. It's going to be incomplete. Ohio State, 2 first downs can end this one. 1st and 10. There you go. That's 1. And for the game, running it, gets the block, cuts it inside, and will wrap it up. So that's going to be an Ohio State victory. So they get the job done. Dylan Ryder ends up with 8 tackles on the day. And we have him having an overall 3 interception season, 61 tackles, not bad. Let's go to Clemson, though, as they have themselves a number 3 seed, a 1st round bye, taking on Louisville, 17-10. As Salas has been the team's starting cornerback for a couple of years now. He's been really solid, and let's see if he can get himself a national championship. As Clemson takes the football back, they'll throw it up top, incomplete. 4th down, they'll punt it. They go 3 and out. Now Louisville, play action. Throw into the outside. There he is. It's Salas. Picked it off. He's taking it back the other way. And Salas, touchdown. And the number 1 overall cornerback, Josh Salas, is going to get a pick 6 in the playoffs to give his team a 2-score lead. And a huge game changer as Louisville has thrown 3 picks on the day and Salas with the biggest one to give his team that lead. And Louisville's got to try to dig themselves out of a deep hole with 7 minutes to play. Now down to 6.5, and it's going to be another pick. This time it's not Salas, it's a linebacker, but he takes it back. 4th pick for the Clemson defense. And Clemson can end this game with a touchdown on this drive. 3-score lead with the way their quarterback's been playing. It would be over. And they're going to go over the middle. Inside the 5, and Clemson to end this one. Read option, keeps it, touchdown, and Clemson will be headed to a semifinals appearance after a 31-10 victory where the defense, 4 interceptions, and Salas 2 of them, 2 picks, 2 deflections, and the touchdown. What a playoff game. Clemson, semifinals appearance. I mean, we have struggled to watch teams win national championships previously in these videos. We already got 2 different players with national championships. Look who it is again. Josh Salas with an interception in the 2nd round and the 3rd round. Semifinals pick. He's got 3 in the playoffs. And he wants to win a national championship maybe more than anybody. He's coming up with big plays, holding on to that 2-score lead. Clemson may have gone 3 and out with it, but 3 picks for the Clemson defense today. It's been turnovers galore. How about a chance at another one? They scoop up their own fumble. They lose 11. It's 3rd and 20 for Texas Tech, and they'll throw it down the field. He actually catches that ball. That was impressive. But Texas Tech, they need to put points up on the board if they're going to want to keep this one alive. And he's going to throw it out of bounds. He got hit. And now it's 4th down and 8. 5 minutes to play. Outside. It's caught but 1 yard shy. And Clemson takes over. And they are so close to a national championship appearance. Once again, if you score a touchdown, make it a 3-score game, it's all over. He breaks out of a sack, throws it on the run. He actually completes it, but it's shy of the marker. They'll go for it on 4th and 4, and it's going to be reeled in. Caught it, and now they can run out more clock. Run it for the 1st down inside the 10. And Clemson, this game, it's all over, as they just go and tack on a field goal. There was like a little bit of a difference between the game clock and the play clock, but Salas with an interception in the semifinals. And now on to the national championship. Nebraska, 9 seed, made it all the way. Can Clemson win it all, and can Salas punctuate a pretty crazy playoff run as their quarterback at Clemson? I mean, he's been putting up stinkers left and right, but the defense has been coming up so big. I mean, once again, Clemson not doing too hot on offense. They got themselves just 9 points, but look at that play. Breaks up a tackle. He reaches for the score. 16-7, and Clemson can win the national title. 2-score lead and a sack. 4th down and 15. Over the middle, he completes it for the 1st down. Keeps it going. But once again, Nebraska's quarterback, an interception on the day and no touchdowns. What a job from the secondary at Clemson, as they got themselves just 4 minutes to go from midfield. He's throwing, and he'll get sacked again. 4th down and 9. And could it be all over? He's hit as he's throwing, and it's reeled in. What a grab. That one was over Salas, but that was just a hard play to defend. That was just an impressive catch. Not so much a bad defensive play, but a great offensive play. They're in the red zone, and the blitz set in. He goes down. 3rd down and 7. 3 minutes to go. Another blitz. He's down again. And it's 4th and long. They're going for it. They don't want to try the field goal. They're going to throw it deep, and it's intercepted. Salas was there. His teammate snags it, and a national championship victory. That's our 3rd different player to win a national championship. And Salas, 2 picks in round 2, a pick in round 3, a pick in the national championship. Are you serious, Salas? Look at this. Interception in the conference title, 2nd round, semifinals, and national title. 5 picks in the 4 biggest games of the season, including a pick 6. He took a good career, a pretty nice career at Clemson, and just took it to the next level and made it a special, great career. Dylan Ryder has transferred also to Iowa. We will have James Skaggs finally getting some playing time. He goes up +4, but I don't know how much I really trust him to do much. Colin Schuss goes up +3. He's still going to be a backup at Texas. And then Ben Cantrell, edge rusher, is an elite development here at Miami, and he looks pretty nice. I am impressed overall, though, with the team's success. And, you know, even though some of these players haven't put up, like, big-time overall seasons, you know, obviously we have the Bruce Atwells, but, like, you know, someone like Engler, he made the game-sealing play in the national championship to win it. Salas had a nice career, but he made the biggest of splashes in the playoffs. Also, this season, kind of a lost cause. Dylan Ryder and James Skaggs both don't make bowl games, both put up fine seasons, but Ben Cantrell, when we get to the offseason, immediately going to transfer. James Skaggs wants to transfer due to championship contender. Okay, man. Dylan Ryder doesn't get drafted. We haven't had many players not get drafted, but he is one of them. Ben Cantrell goes to Alabama. Percy Jameson, the next player, goes to UCLA, another cornerback, and Colin Chest is still sitting here at Texas, finally going to get to play a little bit. He goes up +5. Ben Cantrell, +7 for him, starting at Alabama. And then we have James Skaggs. He didn't end up committing anywhere. I found him at Buffalo. You wanted to go compete for a championship, have fun in Buffalo, buddy. You're at least the #1 receiver for them. Percy Jameson, 5th string corner at UCLA. And, well, how about another corner? This one from Florida. And we have a lot of corners in this video. I wouldn't have expected the amount of corners that we had. But, yeah, James Skaggs, good on him. He had an 1,000-yard season at Buffalo, but the team stunk. Colin Chest didn't make a bowl game at Texas. He was all right. Ben Cantrell, though, first team All-NCAA. He's in the playoffs, so good on Ben Cantrell. Seeming like the transfer worked out for him as Tennessee. That ball was caught, but out of bounds. It's 20-17 Tennessee. They're going for it on 4th down, and they don't get it. So Alabama takes over with 9 minutes to play in this second round playoff game. That ball was an awful throw. Intercepted. What is he doing with that one? As Tennessee takes over right back where they were. And the run, why is he hurdling? That's going to be a 1st down, I guess, but that's an interesting set of plays that just went on, and they get a 1st down run there from the 13-yard line. They move it ahead to the 5, 3rd down and 2. Sweeping it, got an open lane. No one was even close to him, and a touchdown for Tennessee. 27-17 is Alabama getting pressured and sacked. And this one's starting to slip away from Bama as they go play action again, and they get sacked again. Maybe they're not fooled by the play action. Maybe you should just drop back and throw it. They will, up top, and it's intercepted. You threw it in double coverage. This Alabama offense, they stink as Tennessee returns it inside the red zone. And, well, I mean, can the defense score? I don't know. Tennessee, 1st down inside the 10, down to the 4. A 3-score lead would be insurmountable with the way this team's playing, and they'll get it. Touchdown, Tennessee. Game is done. That was hard to watch for Alabama's offense, and I mean, Alabama fans not having a good time now these days after that Florida State game. Cantrell, 2 tackles for loss. Solid playoff performance for him. He had 11 sacks, 23 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble, 4 deflections. Nice job. I think it'll come as no surprise. Skaggs didn't get drafted for Buffalo, as Colin is going to go up +6 overalls. He's looking like a premier Texas tackle, as usual. That's what they produce. Ben Cantrell, +7. Looking amazing, and see if he can follow up on that great season he had. Percy Jameson maybe can get some playing time. 4th string corner, +4 overalls. And another cornerback added to the list. Elite development for Clemson. Hey, Clemson did a good job with their last guy, so let's see if they can go and do it again with Malavo. And now we got a safety. A lot of DBs. I mean, we've had a couple of safeties as well. I think this is the 3rd one we've had. So DeAndre Guy, pretty solid coverage specialist. Sim this season, Alabama does not make the playoffs. I wonder if it was the offense's fault. Why? Percy Jameson plays very minimal time. And then we go to Alabama, who falls all the way to 7-5, and they're taking on a 10-2 Pitt team in the playoffs. This is probably where more Bama's offense should have been. But Ben Cantrell didn't make an NCAA All-American, more just a conference All-American guy this year. As 3rd down, they are not able to get the first. Bama will try to settle for the field goal, take the lead. 12 points on the board for Pitt and 13 for Bama as they take a 1-point lead. And now Pitt is going to get stopped in the backfield. Ben Cantrell with the tackle for loss, and that ends their drive. And now 7 minutes to play for Bama. Intercepted! Come on! Bama, why do you stink so much these days? You're going to throw a pick. Now you're going to maybe lose a bowl game to Pitt. Come on. No disrespect to Pitt. But what are we doing, Bama? As they'll throw over the middle for a 1st, gain of 17. They'll lose 2 on 1st down. 2nd and 12. They'll scramble. Get the yards back and more. And a 1st down to the 14-yard line. 5 minutes to play. Dropping to throw it. He's going to go outside. And we'll get stopped for a 4th down try and a field goal for the lead. Pitt is going to knock it through the uprights. And a lead, 15-13. No way you're going to lose to a team that hasn't even scored a touchdown. It's been just field goals. They got 15 points on the board, Bama. Come on. 4 minutes is going to go down to 3 minutes as they are at 3rd and 11. Stepping up, running. He's going to have the 1st down. He'll have a little bit more and just, I guess, dive forward, not even really slide. 2 minutes to play. He's trying to go to the end zone, and he threw a pick. Who is this Bama quarterback? Who is this guy? He's awful. He's so bad. And now Pitt is going to be able to run out this clock. And the game is over. Bama did they make the playoffs? Oh my goodness, how did they make the playoffs with this dude last year? Cantrell, another 2 tackles for loss, fine bowl game. He's sitting there on a 94 overall, basically has an identical season, you know, tackle for loss and sack-wise, and just wasn't enough to make All-American. But Texas goes and takes care of business against Colorado State, 42-7, and Colin, you know, goes and starts 13 games. Ben Cantrell, can't blame you. Just go and leave. I mean, it's not going to get better for you. Then you go to the number 1 overall prospect, DeAndre Guy, for the next season. Going to go to USC. Colin, meanwhile, I mean, he's getting up there. 95 overall with everything boosting him up. +2 on the season. Percy Jameson, big jump, +7 and a second string for him. Malvo is going to be owing up +6, and he'll be a starting corner, number 1 on the depth chart. DeAndre Guy, USC been struggling in this dynasty, and 79 overall is going to be their starting safety. We'll see what he can do, but USC's been stinking it up a lot of the times in these sims, this particular save file. But Juan Roche is going to be a tackle from Indiana, pretty solid tackle. But speaking of tackles, we have Texas in the playoffs in the first round. We also got Clemson and USC in the playoffs, so 3 of our players in the playoffs. USC not even making a bowl game, 1 interception. They've been really bad. As Texas, as we gonna go and I guess look at what our tackle is out here doing. Let's see what he's able to do. I mean, Texas goes and puts it in the end zone for a touchdown. Good on them. Pitt, meanwhile, took out Bama last year. They're doing their thing this year. They've been perennially kind of fringe playoffs. Now they're in there, and it is a 14-point game, so let's see if Texas's defense can shut the door on this one. 6:30 to play. That pass incomplete. 4th down and 7 from the 38. Field goal ain't going to do much for you right here, and they're going to complete the pass for 20 yards into the red zone. Now move it to 3rd down once more. He's going to step up. They're on the run. Completed. 1st down, and he's in for the touchdown. Pitt is going to pull within 7. And a 1-score game. Let's see if Texas's offense, and they seal the game and get themselves more points up on the board to give them that 2-score lead again. Well, it's a good start with a 15-yard gain. Now go to head the 3rd down and 7. They'll just take the shot deep in double coverage. It's incomplete. And Pitt will have a try at it to tie it up, as they will step up and throw for a 1st down. There's going to be under 3 minutes to play as they are at the 32-yard line, going to try to get into Texas territory, and I felt like that could have been a pick, and somehow Pitt ends up with it, and they get themselves to the 48. Now with another completion, 1st down and more, up the sidelines for a gain of 24. A 2-minute warning is hit as they'll throw right up the seam for the running back and a touchdown. Extra point away from the tie, and the extra point is blocked. They blocked the extra point and maintain the lead. Texas with the 1st down to end the game. Are you serious? Can they do it? One more, they got it. That is devastating to lose a game on a blocked extra point. As poor Texas, meanwhile, you thought this maybe was the start of something special. No, that they lose 44-6 on the next round. So, you know, to cut the celebration short, Texas fans, you gotta, you know, get back in check a little bit. 11 sacks allowed for just. But Clemson's taking on Duke here. We go to the 2nd round where both UCLA and Clemson both have cornerbacks, both got 1st-round buys, both of them looking for that national championship run, and Clemson doing a pretty good job right now. 17-7 as they are going to have Duke getting a 1st down to the 26-yard line. 7 minutes to play in the red zone now, and they're going to complete another pass to the 12-yard line with a 1st down, and they're trying to cut this down to a 1-score game and a sack. Now back them up to 3rd down and 14. Going over the middle. That's going to be well shy. 6 yards out. They'll take the field goal now. Cut it to a 1-score game. 17-10. Clemson takes over as they got time in the pocket. And he'll fire to a receiver. That's a nice ball up high. No one else could catch it except him. And now 3rd down again for this Clemson offense. It is he's throwing, and that goes way out of bounds. And Duke will take it back, as they're getting hit as they're throwing. They're going to have 4th down. Clemson, meanwhile, can they go and avoid a 3 and out? They're going to throw it deep. Is it going to be another 3 and out? It's going to be incomplete. Yes, it will be. Duke takes over. 1st and 10. 2:20 to play over the middle for a 1st down. And Duke trying to get this thing to overtime. 2-minute warning is hit. They go to a completion for 6 yards. Close to midfield. 3rd down as they will have an incomplete pass. And now 4th down, game on the line. Sweeping it, they were all over it. Stopped them. 1 first down for Clemson can end it. They tried to do an end around, that didn't work. 3rd down and 13, as now you maybe have given Duke a chance as they will. Incomplete pass. You barely took anything off the clock, and Duke still has a timeout. And they'll throw to the outside, wide open receiver, and he gets out of bounds. 42-yard line, 3rd down and 7. He's going to step up. He's got so much time. He's going to run it. He's got the first down, takes the hit, but the clock will stop momentarily. 2nd down, they'll spike the football, and then they'll get another big completion for a 1st down. How about jumping to another 3rd down spot? Wide open man, another 1st down. He gets out of bounds again. Duke is playing this well. 13-yard line, 15 seconds to go. Caught for a touchdown. And Duke does a phenomenal job to get this to overtime. Now it's going to be Clemson with the ball first. Will they get knocked out here in this spot where they had a 10-point lead? They get sacked. 2nd down turns to 3rd and long. And they'll have a pass where he's getting hit as he's throwing. They'll have to settle for a field goal here, as they will kick this one through the uprights. And man, Duke can win it with a touchdown. This would be one heck of a comeback as the run game. You need to stop with this sweep. Clemson's all over it. And now it's 3rd and long. They'll just run the football and play it safe. I think that was your chance to strike. You had the chance to win the game with a touchdown, but gonna play it safe and just go for a double overtime spot, and they'll get the football first. They'll go RPO, get it outside, completed. And you'll have yourself a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4 from the 19. Go inside run. Gets a block. Gets inside the 10. And he'll break tackles to the 5-yard line. Goal to go. 2nd down and goal. Now they fall for the play action. But the sack comes in. Clemson backs him up to 3rd and 13. As he's going to go short of the end zone. Can he make it there? No, he can't. He's 2 yards shy. And Clemson forces the field goal. Kick is good. Now Clemson, same spot for them. They can win it with a touchdown. 1st down and 10, completion. That'll be for a 7-yard gain. They'll go to 3rd down and 2 as they'll get stopped, and Duke all over it. 2-point conversion shootout is on its way with a made field goal. He knocks it through. We got a shootout now. They're gonna go little fake, and Duke stops them. Duke can win it now. Can they get it? Bubble screen over it. They didn't get in. That was so close. Duke now. They run it in. Now they can get the stop for the win. Clemson to keep it alive. It's going to be caught for 2. Clemson now, their turn to go first, and they complete it. Now Duke's in a do-or-die situation, running the football. He stopped! He stopped him! Clemson hangs on. That was an incredible hit, and it was a clutch one to just stonewall him at the goal line. We go over to UCLA. They dominate Michigan State 39-7. That means we get a guaranteed national championship appearance because Percy Jamison, he's taking on Clemson. Guaranteed one of these 2 cornerbacks is going to a national championship, as UCLA backed up off of a big sack to get them to the 20-yard line. Incomplete pass. Move it over to Clemson after the punt, as Clemson over the middle, caught on the crosser, and he makes a man miss. Gets by for a huge gain to the 43-yard line, as Clemson, they're down by 6 right now, and they're stepping up into pressure at the fumble, and UCLA has it! UCLA trying to move to 15-0 and get to the national title. Screen set up, as UCLA not able to go far. Clemson takes him down for a loss of 1. Pressure in his face on 3rd and 11, and they're going to get stopped, so give the ball back to Clemson, another try at it. Slant route, caught, 1st down. Going to the 32-yard line. We're down to 6.5 to play, as they got a clean pocket, and that's intercepted now! 2 turnovers in a row for UCLA's defense. And now they put them into scoring position. Play action, rolling out, checking to the tight end. And that will be a 8-yard gain. 3rd down and 2. And he's going to break a tackle. Break 2, not 3. Still, though, field goal try. This one right down the center. Kick is good. And UCLA up 19-10. Can put it away. Nice run for the Clemson back to get a 1st down, but you're down to 4 minutes in a 2-score deficit. He's going to make a man miss. Going straight up the middle for a 1st down. But they're running the football. It's taking time off the clock. And when they try to throw it, they're going to fumble on a sack. And they scoop it up, but still now it's 3rd and 20. He's going to throw it as far as he can. He used his whole arm for that ball. And it's caught! Touchdown! What a grab! And the quarterback put his whole arm into it, but now it's 19-17 and Clemson looking for the stop. 3rd and 14. Deep ball. It's intercepted! Oh, what is going on? UCLA out of nowhere could be choking this game away. There's just at the 37-yard line. 3rd down and 6. Pass is caught. They are in field goal range with 2 minutes to go. And now at the 1. What is happening? UCLA, they're going to get the stop there, but I mean, what do you even do if you're UCLA at this point? Incomplete pass. 3rd down and goal. Can they keep him out of the end zone? Swing it outside. He's going to stop him. And you at least hold on to 2 timeouts. Field goal try is good. 20-19 your score as UCLA. How have they let it slip away like this? They still have another chance though as they're going to throw it down the field in coverage. Incomplete. He couldn't hang on. 3rd down and 4. Over the middle again. This time he's got it with room to run. And he's finally tracked down. But in field goal range, play action, outside, make that field goal easier. They're in the red zone. 34 seconds to go. Clemson with the stop, but they're out of timeouts. And it's 3rd and 11. They are going to throw over the middle. Run this clock down, though. UCLA to go to the national title. It's good. And when you thought they choked it all away, they get the job done. And UCLA, Percy Jameson, is going to have his 2 deflections help put this team in the national championship. And Malvo had a tackle for loss, and he was all right. 1 pick on the season, 1 forced fumble. He was an okay starting corner, but as a freshman, maybe he's got a lot more time to go and make a national championship. We have a battle of 2 15-0 teams. Miami's been really just dominating this save file. I mean, they've been going crazy the entire, 20 years plus that we're into at this point as UCLA defense on the field. Miami up top, touchdown, and Miami not going out, and they're tying this game 17-17, 8 minutes to play as UCLA's run game is going to have a chance to get going now as they go with an RPO, and they're going to lose yards. 3rd down and 12 now, 7 minutes to go. As he's going to throw it deep. That's a one-on-one ball. He's got a step, though, and he reels it in. 1st down and a big gain to the 22. Big time risky run loses 4 yards. 3rd and 13 now. From the 27, you ran a little too far backwards, and now you lost the field goal. That is brutal. You lost 10 yards on that sack, and you couldn't kick a 54-yarder. I mean, what are you doing if you're the quarterback there? You complete a big pass. I mean, at least your defense gets the 3 and out, but you complete a big pass to the 24-yard line. You go out there without even a field goal try on that drive. That could be a championship losing play, but they're going to try to go deep again. This time not going to work, and they'll have to punt it. Miami's got a minute and a half to go. They'll run it right up the middle. Broken tackle, and he will have 10. Miami maybe thinking about overtime, but after a 10-yard run, maybe they're thinking, hey, we could score right now because they get a 1st down. Now at the 36 with 57 seconds to play, and a big shot into UCLA territory. 41-yard line, they gain a couple of yards there. They go outside on the bubble. They got a 1st down and a lot more, and they're in the red zone. And Miami can win this national title and get an undefeated season. 4th down, they will kick the field goal, obviously, but they were not able to drain the entire clock. But now, I mean, UCLA's just got one prayer of a Hail Mary, and they don't even come close. I don't even throw it deep. But still, Miami wins the national championship, and our bid for another championship is going to go down not in a successful bid, but hey, I mean, I'm impressed with the amount of national championship appearances that we've had, considering some of the results of the previous videos. Percy Jameson, 2 picks, 5 deflections in his 16 games, and he's going to transfer. All right, Coach Prestige, I guess making the national championship just ain't prestigious enough for you, Percy. He's going to go to Tennessee. That's crazy. Transferring for coach prestige after making a national championship is funny, but he's gonna have fun at Tennessee, I guess. Devon Malvo goes up +3. He's looking pretty nice. Percy Jamison +1 only, but he will be the #1 corner at Tennessee, and maybe it's a more prestigious situation for him. DeAndre Guy actually jumps up +8. Maybe USC can finally do something. Juan Roche goes to Notre Dame, 4th string tackle. I mean, the offensive linemen, I mean, they've committed to Texas, Notre Dame. It's where you want your offensive linemen going. So, I mean, they're making the nice decisions there. Dylan Powell, a linebacker, up next. Going to be pretty nice. 85 hit power, nice athleticism, nice tackler. DeAndre Guy, well, you look at that. USC, no bowl appearance, and UCLA makes the 1 seed. Tennessee makes the playoffs still, and Clemson in the playoffs as well. So both the corners involved, but interesting the transfer due to coach prestige, and then, you know, immediately the team that you leave goes and has the 1 seed and goes undefeated again. I don't know what is he thinking with prestige? What does he want? I don't know, but we'll get to his game after Clemson and Malvo. They're taking on Michigan, 19-9 your score, as they are going to be in track to go maybe up by 3 scores if they put it in the end zone here. 10-yard line, 7 minutes to play. Goal to go, and he's gonna go to the end zone. Touchdown. That basically does it, as Michigan did end up scoring a touchdown like very late, but then Clemson responded. There wasn't a whole lot going on here. It was a pretty comfortable victory for Clemson. So we move on to the next game. Clemson is going to go to the 2nd round. Can Tennessee do the same? Hey, you wanted to transfer due to coach prestige. And, well, you got to prove that you were right in the decision by outlasting UCLA, the team you left. And right now, you're in a little bit of trouble against TCU, throwing an interception. You're already losing, and now a turnover. So TCU takes over in a 31-24 game, 8 minutes to go, and they will get 9 yards, getting the 3rd down and 1. They're going to try to sneak it. He's not quite going to get there, so Tennessee will take over. And they still got plenty of time, 7 minutes on the clock, as they will get a completion to the 43-yard line. As now handing it off, and they are going to get right at midfield, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. Quick pass, incomplete, 4th and 3. They'll punt it from midfield in a short yardage situation. Trust their defense, who immediately allows a 1st down. It was a nice punt too, and you immediately let them get past the 20-yard line, so now they'll throw the outside. Intercepted, and Tennessee gets a huge play from the defense, but then a bad snap. Oh, what kind of prestigious coach allows that to happen? I'm really ragging on Tennessee's coach. It's kind of unnecessary, but still, it's just crazy disrespect to UCLA, and they'll have to settle for a field goal, and it is off the upright. No good. Oh my goodness, 3:30 to play, and Tennessee could be going out in round 1. 3rd down and 4, 3 to go, read option, and he's not gonna get there. Jamison, the one I believe to make the play, so good on him. Nice job to give your team a real chance in this one with 3 timeouts and just about 2 minutes to go. As 2nd down and 1 from the 29, screen hits the 1st down. And he'll have about 4 yards on the play. 2-minute warning as hit, as they'll go with the draw. And the run will get them close, but not quite 3rd down and inches. The quick completion for the 1st down, as they are moving to the 44-yard line. 1:26 to play. Outside. Another short play. They're moving like just 4 yards at a time now. 3rd down and 6. Outside. And then he gets past a linebacker. They had a receiver matched up on a linebacker. Mismatch, gets the 1st down, then right up the seam to the tight end. 17-yard line. Going for that tie. And he's going to get sacked. Loss of 4, 3rd and 14. And they run it. I don't know about that one. 27 seconds, and it's 4th and 10. End zone, he got it caught, but he's right at the 1. Not quite in the end zone. And then they'll run it and get it into the end zone for the touchdown. All right, we'll go to overtime. Tennessee has got it first, and they will get 6. 2nd down and 4. And he will go outside. Caught that. He caught it. And they're at the 5, goal to go. Slam around, touchdown, Tennessee. And maybe they can survive this overtime. And TCU, one play, touchdown from 25 out. TCU, can you do it again? As they're going to go 1st and 10. Don't need to get it all in one play, but he's going to try to get as much as he can. It's at the 10, sliding at the 4. Goal to go. Direct snap to the running back, and it's going to be a loss of 4. 3rd down and goal from the 6 now. As they'll throw for the end zone. Touchdown. And TCU for 2 as he's stepping up. He's going to go outside. He really could have ran for, but he's not going to get the completion into the end zone. He'll be shy. Tennessee, though, they can win it with a touchdown at 2, but they're getting sacked 2nd and 16. And they got a long way to go, but they'll get the 1st down to the 14-yard line. So close to victory for Tennessee, and he's sacked again. In a clutch situation, 2nd and 18, going all the way for the end zone. It's intercepted, and Tennessee loses. And, I mean, there was a number of mistakes that let Tennessee lose that one. Didn't look like a prestigiously coached team. He does get 3 pass breakups, though, and he has a pretty nice season overall. Upped his interceptions by 1, pass deflections by 3. Clemson, meanwhile, will go back to them. Malvo taking on Michigan State. 17-10 your score as Michigan State getting a sack, and it's going to be setting up Michigan State's defense with a nice 3rd down and 6 opportunity after the 8-yard gain. As they're going to go up top, going all the way deep, and he's got a beat, and he's gone. Touchdown. Just right down the middle on the post, and that is going to be a tie game as Michigan State, they are going to go back out on offense to see if they can respond to that. They already started off with 1 first down, make it 2. And now at the 38-yard line, 2nd down and 1. Nice little cut inside for the running back to get the 1st down as he's at the 30-yard line, 3rd down and 6. Now they're going to go screen his way. Lineman does a nice job getting downfield. That is incredible blocking from the lineman. And they get him inside the 10. Goal to go. He's moving. Throw into an open man, and they're at the 1. 2nd down and goal turns to 3rd and goal. From the 1, and they'll keep it, read option. He's stopped, and even though they had a couple of shots from the 1, it's not going to work out for them. And Clemson, the door is open for them to score a touchdown to win this game. 2-minute warning has hit. 32-yard line. What are you doing? Fumble, and the bad communication, bad snap. I don't know what you're doing there. But that is not how you allow a touchdown to lose a playoff game, potentially. I'm saying potentially. It's very likely, as I don't want to just call it done yet, but it's 50 seconds to go, down by 10. And Clemson, I mean, maybe you should just kick the field goal now to give yourself a chance. You're going for, what are you guys doing? Trying to trick play with 30 seconds to go. Throw it deep. End zone. Incomplete. And yeah, they'll just try the field goal now, but an onside kick ain't a miracle. And onside kick in itself is difficult enough. You're not getting it. What in the world did I just watch? How did you lose that game? If that is actually how a team lost the game in real life in a playoff scenario, yeah, I don't think they'd ever live that down. As Malvo ends up with 10 tackles at least. Good on him. He has 3 picks on the season, 1 deflection. I think you need to do a little bit better than that. Let's move on to the next season. Dylan Powell ends up going to Tennessee. So got 2 players at Tennessee now, both on defense. Malvo, 99 power. I mean, good job maxing out your power. Same thing with Percy Jameson, +3 for him. We haven't seen much for team-ups, though, in this video, and we're finally going to have one. DeAndre Guy, meanwhile, just stuck at USC doing nothing. And I would like for him to just transfer, but I don't think he's going to. Juan Roche for Notre Dame. Still going to have to wait his turn at offensive lineman. But yeah, Dylan Powell, he's going to start. So we have actually 2 starters on the Tennessee defense. And maybe this is the chance for Tennessee. This is what they were building towards. Maybe what Percy Jameson was on about. Maybe he knew, as we have another linebacker. And we will have him be, I mean, we've had a couple of linebackers that have been pretty good. So another one that's pretty nice. Tennessee, 13-0, makes the playoffs. DeAndre Guy, just 1 pick every year and no bowl appearances every year. But we go to a bowl game with Clemson, 29-10. They take care of business. Malvo, 2 deflections in the bowl game, but he does not make it back to the playoffs this time. We go to Tennessee now as it's 14-7. Tennessee, touchdown. Immediately first play, we're in a snowy Tennessee game against an undefeated Oregon State squad. Two of the main starters here at Tennessee are two #1 overall recruits, and can that defense, can they catapult them into a national championship? As they got 7.5 to go from midfield. Oregon State going to step up and run it. He's going to get the first down. And now 36-yard line. Another third down spot. Pressure gets in and a sack. Big loss, and Tennessee takes over with 5 to play. And they'll have a first down to the 26-yard line. They are really backed up. It was a nice punt from Oregon State to back them up, but they are going to find themselves right back into great field position. 40-yard line, now headed past the midfield stripe and more. Oregon State territory, and now maybe like a first down away from field goal range to try to take this lead, and the screen's going to get them that, and a little bit more. 27-yard line, under 3 to go, and RPO wide open, jetted by the safety, and a touchdown for Tennessee, as that was a great drive from them. And now the defense is going to have the chance to shut the door on. It was a solid kick return that put them close to the 40-yard line. Then one first down. They're already at midfield. So Oregon State not wasting any time. They don't got much time to waste regardless. There's under 1.5 minutes to play. And that pass going to be caught for a gain of about 5 yards. Third down and 3. 29-yard line. And Oregon State is throwing. And he's going to have to go out of bounds. 4th down and 3 with the game on the line. They go read option and it's stopped. That was Dylan Powell sailing the game. That was a nice play from Dylan Powell, the freshman, true freshman linebacker. Percy Jamison, meanwhile, also got a pass deflection. Second round for Tennessee. How about a dominant loss, 38-20? It looked a little bit closer than it actually was. So Jamison is going to be leaving, and, you know, that little team up lasted all of 1 year. But Jamison, I mean, upped his picks by 1 every year. He ended up having an okay career. Dylan Powell, it's also, you know, pretty solid freshman season. Jamison goes in the 2nd round. We'll see if Powell can do his thing to round out his other 3 years that he'll presumably have, starting maybe 2. But look at this. Davion Malvo. He stayed when he had no business staying. He's a 98 overall, 99 with the coach boost. I mean, he's the highest overall player we've had in this video. Far from maybe the best player we've had, but it's interesting that I've at least noticed in this video, more players are sticking around in college. Like, they aren't even trying to come out. It's not that they've been convinced to stay. It's that they're just not coming out, even though they're like a 91, 92, 93 overall. They're actually staying in college a little bit more. I don't know if an update changed that, but interesting to see, as the next #1 linebacker, he went to Duke. And how about his 3 linebackers in a row? Cassius Breeze looks maybe he could be the best of them all. Gem. And Duke at linebacker, he's not going to be starting. Yeah, he got 6 tackles all season, so minimal play time for him. DeAndre Guy finally got 2 picks in a season, but 48 starts in his career and didn't see a single bowl game. And then meanwhile for Tennessee, about 56-0, dominating Washington in their bowl game. That's obnoxious, but Dylan Powell catches his first career interception, does all right job, and go to Clemson. I mean, Davion Malvo, 98 overall corner. Can you go and make a national championship run? Got a Clemson corner do it before. Can it happen again? We got to go through Miami to do it, and Miami's been about as tough of an out as it possibly gets in this video. 24-24 your score, though, as we got 7 minutes to play in Clemson. Gonna go to little keeper, and he's in! Touchdown! He dove right into a linebacker, but got it in. And Clemson takes the lead, 31-24, as now Miami's offense, who's thrown 3 interceptions so far, can they go and right the ship, tie this game up? They got a completion already now in Clemson territory. Quick pass, 3rd down and 3. He's close. It's a 4th and inches. They go for it. You got to go for it here. Quick tunnel screen, and I wasn't expecting that one as he's jumping around and getting to the 27-yard line. As now Miami, lead blocker out in front, hits him for a nice gain to the 12. Now a 6-yard gain gets him to the 6-yard line, and a 6-yard run finishes the drive with a touchdown. So now it's a tie game, and they try to go tunnel screen. Not nearly as successful for Clemson, as now it's 3rd and 3 with 2:40 to play. And he's rolling into pressure, sacked. Miami takes it over, and now can they go on a game-winning drive? They are in control of this one now. 2-minute warning hitting after this play. Over the middle, that's going to be incomplete, and they'll have to punt. Now Clemson, they take over, and they get sacked, and they have to punt it, and now Miami gets even better field position, because Clemson's ability to get a first down. Now about 10 more yards, they're in field goal range. Miami, he could step up and run it, but he's going to throw for the first down instead. And now they're at the 38. It's 55 yards from here, and you can't get sacked. But now they're out of timeouts. 45-yard line. You got enough to get one in bounds, and there it is. One in bounds, and Clemson burned the timeout. I mean, I'm pretty confident that they would have been able to get to the line, spike it regardless, but at least put the pressure on them. Clemson just handed them a timeout. Like I'm pretty sure 15 seconds is enough to get back to the line, spike it, kick the field goal. That's all right, but don't just let them do it. Don't just call the timeout for them. Clemson loses. Malvo had a pick, 2 deflections, so a really nice playoff game, but 7 picks on the season. I mean, 98 overall is great. He goes in the first round, but I mean, 98 overall, best overall we've had in the video. Definitely not the best player. DeAndre Guy goes in the first round. Just 4 years as a starter it was pretty steady, I guess. Cassius Breeze is going to go to Georgia. Juan Roche finally gets to start at Notre Dame. And now Dylan Powell, looking pretty nice, +6 to him. He's a 94 with coach boost, so he's looking great. And then linebacker for Duke may get some playing time, but he's more of a backup, +7 overalls. And Cassius Breeze looks amazing, 80 overall with elite development, so you can be an absolute monster, and you get him at that Georgia development. Maybe if he sticks around, he'll be a best linebacker that we've seen. Final player of the video is a defensive tackle, Nick Brower, or however you pronounce it, but that's the final player. That's the 25th number 1 player, Cassius Breeze. No playing time for him as a true freshman. And for the Duke linebacker, 25 tackles, 1 for a loss, 4 deflections. And then we go to bowl action, Tennessee versus Michigan State. This is a game for Dylan Powell, as we'll see if he can get a bowl victory, as it's going to be Tennessee getting a completion. They're down by 10, though, so Michigan State has got a very easy path to success here, as long as you don't allow anything crazy to happen, as there's going to be a run for a loss of 3. 3rd down and 13. Handing it off, and they are going to not even come close. I don't know why you're running on 3rd and 13, down by 2 scores, but they're going to throw one up top on 4th and 8, and he had him open, but he missed it. Okay, well, you drew it up properly. You just missed the throw. Now Michigan State's running for a first down. 3rd down and 4. As you got time, another first down, and now we're going to be ticking under 4 minutes to play from the 24, and that's going to be another first down. Go tick this clock under 3 minutes. A touchdown will end it, and they'll go for the touchdown. Just go for it all on 4th down. I mean, I just really admire the decision, but it's not going to work out. So Tennessee, I mean, the difference between a 10 to 13 point game, obviously that matters, but I like going for the touchdown, just going for the dagger, because you ain't coming back from down 3 scores with this situation. Tennessee, just 1 timeout on the board. They get into field goal range, and now, I mean, they're going to try to go for the touchdown first, and you had a chance to get out of bounds there, and you just didn't. You fought for an extra yard or 2, but 3rd down and 11, 50 seconds to play. Stepping up and firing for the end zone. That's a touchdown, but you need the onside kick. 27-24, Michigan State picks it up, and that will do it for Michigan State winning the bowl game. So Dylan Powell, successful last year over Washington, not so much this year, and he'll have 1 more year left. He's a 90 overall, and he'll probably jump up a little bit more. He had a nice season, though. 100 tackles, 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 2 picks. And then Duke, meanwhile, is going to destroy Notre Dame. So Notre Dame's tackle got beat up in the bowl game. Duke's linebacker, meanwhile, I mean, he's not playing enough for us to really hop in. I mean, unless you want to see, like, the 2 snaps a game. But Cassius Breeze actually transfers for playing time. Nick Brower goes to Oklahoma. And the interesting thing is Cassius didn't commit anywhere initially, but we did end up finding him, which that means unless something goes wrong at the very end, like Brower tries to like leave or something, we're going to have all of the players like found, not disappearing, no craziness happening. We actually have all 25 here. And for Cassius Breeze, he takes a massive leap, but he goes to UMass. I don't love that, but he's going to play. He's going to be the number 1 starter for them. +8 overalls. He's a redshirt freshman, 88 overall, so he's insane. Nick Brower is pretty nice, elite development. He's going to be a third string, so we might see some playing time early on in his career, but he looks like he could be really good. And we'll see if Oklahoma is able to develop him and if he sticks around. But we have a little playoff action for Duke because this guy steps in as a starter, makes All-American, and also Cassius Breeze makes freshman All-American, good on him. But he ends up winning awards, Nagurski and all these other awards. He ends up having one of those types of seasons. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but you know, we'll try to maybe figure that out, and we'll go to UMass's bowl game right now. So Cassius Breeze was really nice as a freshman, did his thing, and yeah, obviously got UMass to a 10-win season, conference championship, and in a bowl game against Wyoming. So we'll see if they can get a bowl victory here, and I would like to see if he, you know, goes and transfers back up to another school, because I mean, he proved himself as Wyoming catches the big touchdown there. But I would like to see, you know, because unless he just doesn't jump at all, he's going to be like a 90+ overall as a sophomore. I would like to see him go to some crazy team and go and try to compete for, you know, a national championship. But maybe he likes it here at UMass. I don't know why you would, but maybe he loves it here. 3:30 to go. UMass with the run, not going to get far. 4th and 14, they're going to punt it. Now you go turn it back over to the defense as they're going to go read option in Wyoming, down by 6. Trying to get the victory here right at the very end, make that 2-score comeback, and they'll run it for another first down. 2-minute warning has hit. They're about midfield, and he's going to throw outside, knocked away. 4th down, and 5 yards to go. They're going for it, and Wyoming's got it, and right down the middle, he's striking inside the 15. As now with under a minute to play, they go to 3rd down and 4 run. It's goal to go. They're at the 1-yard line now. 3rd down and goal. Throw it to the outside. Intercepted. And UMass right at the 1-yard line picks it up in the end zone and wins the game. So we get a little Cassius Breeze bowl victory for him. And he ends up having a tackle for loss in the bowl game. And overall, as a freshman, about 18 tackles for loss and 10 sacks. Really impressive season. Let's go over to Tennessee. Dylan Powell, hey, you got another chance at the playoffs. He made it as a true freshman. Now he's back all these years later as a senior. And I mean, running to Miami again. I feel like we just keep losing to Miami. And I think we beat Miami like with one of our teams. I think it was the Georgia team, but I feel like everybody else has been losing to Miami. And right now they are up by 7 and almost were able to get that big play. If they had a little more air under it, maybe you had it. As now Tennessee taken over with a run for a first down there at midfield. Jump to 3rd down and 5. 4:20 to play, and he's sacked. Now Miami takes over. 3:30 to go. 2nd and 11 screen. Nice stop for a loss as it's 3rd and 15. They'll swing it out. And yeah, you're not going to get that first down. Just wrap them up. And Tennessee will burn a timeout. And they'll have the football back with just 2.5 minutes to play from the 44. And a sack for Miami's defense. And Miami, pressure again. Fumble. And it's scooped up by Miami. And that might very well end it as Tennessee not able to stop them. They get the first down inside the 5. And Miami, I mean, they run it down to about 20-ish seconds, 25 seconds, kick a field goal. They hit it, so that's going to be game. Yeah, Miami, man, they are just taking out our teams. Tennessee, Dylan Powell does not get a playoff win that season, and he ends up as a 4-year starter, but I don't know what happened this year. Only 24 tackles, but he got sacks, and I guess they tried to play him at edge rusher. I mean, that happens, actually. So I'm not going to say it's unrealistic. That happens in college where, you know, someone is a linebacker, and then they're like, oh, you know what? You're athletic enough to play edge rusher. Let's go throw you out there. And then they end up being a first-round pick because you think, hey, you might be a great edge rusher. I mean, that's literally what happened with, like, Jalen Walker. It happens. So we'll turn our attention to this Duke TCU game. Is at the 23-yard line. He's just going to let it fly for the end zone. Flag is down. It's knocked down into the hands of a receiver. Touchdown. What in the world did you just do? You knocked it into his hands and you committed pass interference. I mean, yeah, that dude's running laps after the game. Just after the game, not even practices. He's running laps around the bus if you lose this one, because 17-17 your score now. And TCU puts it on the ground. And they're going to scoop it up, and they're losing a whole bunch of yards. 29 to go on 3rd down. His hit as he's throwing. It's incomplete. And Duke will take over. Now read option. Duke going to get them. a solid little 6-yard gain. Move it to 3rd down and 4 with 6 minutes to go. Pass in double coverage is incomplete. And from the 45, they will punt it. And the punt is going to be a good one. Bounces at about the 6 and goes out at the 2. Great job. And now it's going to be a stop in the end zone. They roll him at the 1. Forward progress saved them. 3rd down and 11. They avoid the safety. And now they'll be at their own 4-yard line. But now they got a punt backed up. And the punt is blocked. It's blocked in the end zone. Touchdown, Duke. And the punting was the difference. A great pun sets up a bad pun, and it results in 7 for Duke, and TCU needing to respond. They get a big play. 34-yard line as they'll go over the middle and a 1st down completion. Now they're in the red zone. 3rd down and 5. Can they get this tied up as they'll throw for a completion, but he dropped it. 4th and 5, and it's incomplete. TCU, that is 3 awful mistakes, and now Duke wide open, 76 yards, touchdown. Wow. I mean, how about knocking a ball into a receiver's hands for a touchdown, a block punt for a touchdown, and then dropping a wide open pass inside the 5. That is awful. Duke now goes to the semifinals, and they're taking on number 1 UCLA, and they're getting a sack. It's 24-16, Duke taking over the football. They'll throw down the field, completed it. And now at the 30-yard line, they'll back him up to about the 31 for a 3rd down situation. You can't get sacked here, and he does. You just lost 3 points off the board potentially. And now UCLA taking over with a 1st down completion. They're at the 31-yard line now. 2nd down and 9. 5 minutes to play as they get a big completion past the 40 and just inside the 30 as he's at the 27. And UCLA is going to get a big run. 16 more. And looking for that tie, Duke sends the blitz, and they get the pass off, but he's going to lose yards. Loses 3. 3rd down and 12 with 4 to play. Pressure gets in, and our guy gets a sack, and it's going to be a field goal try. As you could have maybe went for it, but you had to get a long way. They're just going to trust the defense and not have to go for a 2-point conversion if they score the touchdown. But you have to get the stop first. That's 1 3rd down conversion. UCLA out of timeouts, and they're not able to get the pressure. And another 3rd down conversion. As now 1 more 1st down. They got it. Game over. Duke is going to a national title. Can this be the 4th national title we win? As we get him getting a sack and a pass deflection, as Georgia Tech is the team we're meeting in the national title game. 14-1 versus 13-2, 2 top 4 teams, as Georgia Tech is down 17-12, but they got the football at the 24-yard line. They're throwing, and he's got a completion. He's getting the 1st down and more, all the way to the end zone. Touchdown! Georgia Tech has got a 19-17 lead, and Duke now down by 2 with the football. And they're going to get a 33-yard line read option. He's got the 1st down and more. And he's going to get a 1st down at midfield. Now they go. And also, if you want a little fun fact here, I'm pretty sure the quarterback for Duke is the same quarterback that Tennessee had last year with Powell, the one who missed that wide open deep ball. I'm pretty sure this is Powell's quarterback from Tennessee. The name looked familiar, and I'm pretty sure he was the same number as well. So unless he's got a brother, I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. So, hey, maybe it's a little bit of redemption for him, as Duke is going to get a lead off the field goal there. 3:20 to play. They go 3 and out, and they just punt it to them on a short yard situation. They really trust their defense. 2:30 to play. Duke could just straight up win the game here on this drive. It hasn't been the most eventful game, but a 1st down. They can win it with a 1st down right here. 3rd and 11. And they get it. And that's game. Duke wins the national title. This was far from the most spectacular game. It was not a lot happened, but a 1-point win in the national title. And they make it 4 on the board. He had a sack, a tackle for loss, a pass deflection. Nice job. And overall, what in the world is that season? He's going to go, what is it? 7th round? He goes in the 6th round? It was 37 tackles for loss and 26 sacks. and he just gets drafted in the 6th round. What are we doing? Why did he even go out? I mean, he was a 90 overall. I understand the production, but I don't know what that was all about. But we only got 2 guys left, and Nick Brower is going to be still 3rd string D tackle. Cassius Breeze is sitting at UMass. Everyone else got, you know, drafted and sent to the NFL. Breeze has a down year, doesn't really do much. Brower, pretty good in you know, kind of backup minutes there as a rotational guy, but both of them stick around for one final season. Cassius Breeze is great. I mean, with Booz is a 98 overall. Nick Brower goes up +8 and is a starter now for Oklahoma. And this proves to basically be it, as Cassius Breeze has 16 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks. Brower has a great season, 12 sacks, 22 tackles for loss. They both declare for the draft. 1st round pick for Cassius Breeze, 1st round pick for Brower. And that will take us to the end of the careers of these players. And you can see, let's talk about how good Miami was. Look how many national championships they made. They actually lost a decent amount of them, but still, they made the national championship so many times. But we get into the final portion, the final section of this video, where we kind of chart all the statistics and all the information that we were able to grab. And we got a couple of things to get through. So yeah, I was showing you all the national champions, all the Heisman winners. Like I said, North Texas did a really good job. Like, the one game we watched of them, they were awful, but like, they got a couple of Heisman winners. I mean, Appalachian State. How about also a random San Jose State running back winning a Heisman? There's some weird Heismans in this sim, but we start with location. And location was really odd here because only 3 spots had multiple players, and 2 spots dominated. So the single spots were Michigan, South Carolina, New York, Virginia, North Carolina. Texas only had 1. Ohio, New Jersey, Arizona, Indiana, Tennessee, Oklahoma all had a single player. Alabama had 2. But then you go Florida, California. I don't think it's a surprise that they had the most, but I would have thought that Texas would be right there with them. And Florida and California accounted for almost half the players. They had 5 in Florida, 6 in California, and really dominated the, you know, the whole geographical section. But I would have also thought, you know, another place would have had multiple, like Texas, Ohio could have had multiple, maybe Tennessee, Oklahoma, but, you know, just Alabama was the only other place that had more than 1. We don't normally have to do this tab, but just to cover it pretty quickly, positions, you know, usually we're covering one specific position, so this is unnecessary, but covering the number 1 overall players, here is the positional breakdown. The first player we had was a quarterback. That was the only quarterback we had. That maybe was the biggest surprise. 1 quarterback is crazy, and the quarterback that we got wasn't even that good. Defensive tackles, we had 2. They both were pretty good. Receivers, we had like the GOAT receiver, and then the worst player of the video was a receiver. So different ends of the spectrum at receiver. 3 tackles, they were all fine. Safeties, 3 of them, they were all fine. Edge rushers, we got some varying results. Linebackers, there were 4 linebackers, and we had some really high-end linebacker play. And then at the very top, comfortably, 6 cornerbacks. A lot of cornerbacks and a lot of really talented ones. And man, I mean, I wasn't expecting this to be the results. I mean, linebackers tying for the 2nd most. If I would have predicted, I would have thought the 3 most important positions: quarterback, edge rusher, tackle. I thought those would be the top 3. Those are the 3 most important positions. I thought that would dominate. The cornerbacks took the crown. You get to how good they were when you were scouting them. And by the time the video finished, it didn't feel like it was this close, because it felt like, at least early on, we got a lot of bust. It took us till our 10th player to get a gem, and we did get a short spurt where we got a couple of gems, but 6 of the number 1 players were scouted as busts. Now, like I said throughout the video, number 1 player being a bust is still a really good player, and the developments will still like reflect that, even though like we still had busts that were star depth players that were like 77 overall. But we did have 1 normal. That wide receiver was really bad. 5 impacts, but 11 stars, 8 elites. I feel like for a batch of 25, this was, I don't want to say weak, but like, you know, scouting wise, it could have been better. And I mean, we still ended up with 19 of the 25 players ending up with star or elite. We still ended up with a lot of nice careers and a lot of nice players overall wise, but I mean, maybe it could have been even better, or maybe, you know, more often than not, you'll see a lot of busts as the number 1 overall player. We still hit some high highs. The average overalls were really good. So to start the careers, we didn't find any like guys I dictated to be like generational prospects. You know, the highest overall we got was 80, and it was like an 80 elite. That's really good, but I'm saying like 81, 82, 83. We didn't get any of those guys, but also we didn't get a lot of really bad players. 75 was the lowest, but other than that, I mean, everyone else was generally like 77 to 79, and 78 being the average makes sense. We go up to year 2. I mean, we had a guy as high as 88 overall in year 2, but 82 overall being the average. By year 3, 87.3 being the average, but year 4, I mean, year 4 and 5, 90 overall as the average #1 overall player. And we had some guys, you know, tank that overall. I'm looking at you, Buffalo wide receiver Skaggs. And then year 5, 92.4. It's really good. I mean, we had a lot more players get to year 5 than usual videos. You know, usually with running backs, they're in and out of college fast. Wide receivers, they'll jump fast. Quarterbacks, they'll jump fast. But, you know, getting some defenders around here, they stick around in college a little bit longer, and they stayed. So the biggest 1 year jump, we had a plus 12. That was the quarterback that started off the video. Wasn't very good, but he jumped up plus 12 randomly, which is pretty cool. Biggest career jump, our guy Bruce Atwell, plus 20 in his career. And then the lowest career jump, Skaggs at wide receiver, plus 5. So I said, you know, the battling of those two wide receivers both started at a 77. One went up 20, one went up 5. One was amazing, one was off. You take a look at the ladder here, and all but one player reached an 86 overall. All but one player actually reached an 87 overall player. So every single person except Skaggs, who was the one normal development player, was an 87 overall. So if you get a #1 overall prospect that ain't even close to coming to the NFL, because 87s can get drafted, it's you know, situational, different positions and everything. But if you have a player that doesn't even come close to getting to the NFL, it's a #1 overall player. Hey, the statistical improbabilities of that, it's really impressive, to be honest. But, you know, even when you get to 90 overall, like 90 overall is certified like you're in the NFL type of player probably. 20 out of 25, 80% of them are going straight to the NFL or going, you know, 90 plus overall. You get 19 out of them, 91, 16 at 92. When you're getting to like 93 overall, these are like premier, 93, 94. These are like some of the best at their position types. 40%, 32%. When you're getting to 95 plus, these are like best players in the nation type of guys, and 5 of them hit 95 plus. 2 of them got up to 97 plus. So really high-end quality talent players, even if all of them didn't always live up to their overall. I mean, the 95 overall quarterback didn't exactly live up to it. The highest overall player we had, 98 overall Malvo at cornerback, I don't think he was the best player in the video. I don't think he was even the best cornerback in the video. So not all the players lived up to that overall wise, but still a lot of talent. And because of that, that obviously translated into a lot of high draft picks as well. Part of drafting at the NFL level is projecting skill sets. And when you're the #1 overall player, you're pretty dang talented. Even if you don't always produce to it, you have the talent, you were there for a reason. 8 players go in the first round, 5 go in the second round, 7 go in the third round. So you combine all that together, that's 80% of the players were top 100 picks. And when it comes to day 3, I mean, 2 of them went in day 3, 1 in round 4, 1 in round 6. And the guy in round 6 was amazing too. He had maybe one of the best individual seasons we had. He just left college a little early. Only 3 players went undrafted though. That's pretty impressive. One of them was Skaggs at receiver. One of them was the tackle, who I think could have gotten drafted. I think he was good enough. Like, he just didn't jump up his final season. And then Dylan Ryder at safety just didn't jump up enough in his final season. But, like, even then, I feel like everybody except Skaggs was a draftable, solid, nice player. We get to the player milestones now, and it was a little bit different because, you know, certain statistical milestones can't be tracked because there were a bunch of different positions. I mean, there's not statistical milestones for tackles, the same that there is for, like, wide receivers and quarterbacks and all that other stuff. So we're just going to kind of track what they did from a success standpoint, awards and accolades type. So 16 of them made a playoff appearance at some point in their career, which is about as high of a ratio as we've gotten in any of these videos. And we go all the way up to 7 of them won multiple playoff games. So that's also pretty impressive. That they didn't just go, you know, pop in for 1 year, go one and done. Staying at one school has been something that's been really big for this year with the transfer portal. 14 of them, majority of them actually stuck around at one school. When it came to NCAA All-Americans, not conference All-Americans, making an All-NCAA team, 8 of them made at least one team. That's also pretty impressive. 4 of them won a national championship. 4 individual different players at different schools at different points in time won national championships. That's really big because I think that's more national championships than we got in the previous 3 videos following careers combined. It's not easy to make a national championship. It's not easy to win one. 4 of them were able to do it. When it came to making it to a 5th year, not many do it in the previous positions, the skill position players. They just bolt to the NFL the first chance that they get. Well, 10 of them made it to a 5th year this time, whereas only 4 left after 3 seasons. 3 different players won an award, whether that be, best quarterback, best receiver, best whatever, and then we had that one Heisman Trophy winner, an absolutely special player that leads us beautifully into the best of the best. It's a pretty unique list of players, not all of them were players that had spectacular top-tier careers, because when you go to the bottom of the list here, Josh Salas was a player who had a nice career for a cornerback, was pretty alright, 3rd round pick, 92 overall. But when he got to the end of his career, he went nuclear. I mean, he goes and intercepts a pass in the conference championship, a pass in the second round of the playoffs, 2 passes in another playoff game, intercepts a pass in the national championship, gets a pick 6. I mean, he had 5 interceptions in his final 4 games. All of them were playoff conference championships, won the national title. He was incredible in his final 5 games, and that kind of catapulted him into that special territory. Then you go to Cameron, Missouri, who went to a small school in Appalachian State, 2 years there, racked up a 17 and a 19 sack season. He transfers to North Texas, which was a curious one, but he takes them to the playoffs, gets another 14 sack season. He goes in the 3rd round, probably just because of the level of competition, but he ended up with 51 sacks in his career, which is incredible. Then you go to, let's skip over that guy for now in the middle, because we'll get to him last. But Barry Ahmed was, someone who did a rare thing where he was just good wherever he went. Notre Dame and Oregon made an all-NCAA team on both schools, had a 7-pick season for one school, an 8-pick season for another school. Didn't have playoff success or anything like that, but just was a nice 4-year starter, 2 at each school, and 22 career picks, 26 pass breakups, 2 touchdowns, 4 fumble recoveries, just was all over the football and did a great job. And then Miles Tobin, only an 89 overall going into his final season, but I mean 3 double-digit sack seasons and a unbelievable final season, which he had it was 25 tackles for loss, 15 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, took home all the awards for a defensive lineman, was incredible, and if he was maybe on a better team, might have won a national championship, but he was insane. Then you get to Bruce Atwell. I don't even know what to say about how incredible Bruce Atwell was. He won Freshman of the Year, started off his career with a 1,300-yard season, then goes 1,600-yard season, 20 touchdowns. You're thinking, oh yeah, that's pretty dang good. How can he top that? Well, how about going and basically equaling that in the regular season, getting 1,600 yards and 20 touchdowns, taking home the Heisman, and then going crazy in the playoffs, going for 2,000 total yards, 25 touchdowns, winning a national title, sets the career record for receiving touchdowns with 63, and ends up with just becoming one of the greatest, maybe the greatest college football receiver of all time. He played in, if my memory serves me correct, 6 playoff games. He had over 100 yards in all but one. The one game he had 75 yards. But he had a touchdown in every game of the national championship run, over 100 yards in all those games. Was insane on every level, just truly, I don't even know what to say about him because he was just absurd. So definitely the best player of the video, the highest, jump overall of +20, goes in the 1st round, wins the Heisman, national champion, all the other stuff. Definitely the best player in this video, and definitely, him alone made this video really exciting and made it almost worth it on its own. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know what you all thought of a guy like Bruce Atwell, the other 24 players, what you want to see next, how else you want to see me do videos like this, comment, and subscribe, as all that stuff is super helpful. And I will see you guys all in the next one.